Hey, everybody, I'm Chanel, and this is my reality. So, listen, if you're not already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button if you like the content that you're, receiving. Um, if you are new to the channel, welcome. If you're not new to the channel, welcome back. Love all y'all. Love and peace. So, listen, I wanted to come on here because I need to understand what the hell is going on in the world of Shannon Sharp. Hold on one second. I need to check the YouTubes of the world because for whatever reason, it does not show that I'm live. Like I know that I'm live and I know y'all can see that I'm live, but when I go to YouTube, oh no, well, hold on, let's see. It doesn't show that I'm live. So look, let me just look for Chanel's reality. I don't know what YouTube be doing, but they be trying to act like I'm not live and I am live. And I'm just like, why are you not giving my content to the people? Like, why? Because, like, even when okay, so I'm gonna click on live, right? So you click on the little thing that says live. It's probably hard to see. The little highlighted white one that says live. And then maybe, let's see. It'll show a live video, but it shows from 4 days ago. So you see, that's my channel, but it's from 4 days ago. I don't know why. I don't know. YouTube, y'all trying to keep me down? You can't keep a good woman down. So try as you might, but you ain't gonna be able to keep me down, so that's really weird. But so it's weird because like even whenever I go to try to click on it, it won't even let me click on it. That's so bizarre. So let me see. I'm gonna try to see if I go on my laptop if it shows that I'm live. YouTube I don't even understand it. It's weird. So let me go to my channel and see if my channel will show that I'm live. So yeah, if I go to my channel, then yeah, so weird. So all right. Well, anyway, doesn't matter. Ain't nothing stopping Chanel over here. You know I'm over here. Oh, hold on. Oh, please. Oh shit. Hold on. Okay. So like I said, I was reviewing some videos on down to the YouTube, right? I was reviewing some videos over here on the YouTube about Shannon Sharp. And honestly, for like a few weeks, I didn't even want to talk about this because I don't know. It's just certain topics that I just be like, well, I won't say certain topics. I will say, well, yeah, it is certain topics. I'm just like, ugh, I just don't even want to know. You know, it's like I'm in that space where like with the Donald Trump of the world, the politics of the world, the buffoonery of the world, the fake, phony, real thirsty celebrities of the world. Like it's just too much sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, I just don't have the energy for the fuckery today. Like I just sometimes I was like, ugh. And sometimes when it doesn't, so I like try to be like, okay, let me just hopefully whatever's going on with whomever it is that I don't really want to report on or talk about, I'm like, maybe it'll blow over, right? Maybe, you know, it'll be, Kim Kardashian will show another ass shot, or Donald Trump will say something stupid per usual, and then we'll be back to on to the next. You know what I'm saying? That's really what happens. It just is what it is, right? So, but anyways, I was down to the YouTube and I was just listening to some of my other fellow content creators that I think do a decent job, like a really good job. There's this one lady. I don't know if it's one lady or if it's a whole like gang of them, but her voice is very familiar. And I think she does this. She has a channel. I think it's called Culture Spill and Culture Covered or something like that. But I put all of the people that I like for this topic that I was viewing today and yesterday in the description. So you want to go like their channel, go hit the notification button, subscribe over there. I'm that girl. I'm like, it's enough room at the table for everybody. But I mean, I'm Chanel, so I sit at my own table. Just is what it is. Take it or leave it. I don't really give a shit. I'm free to be me because I want you to be able to be free to be you. It just is what it is. But nonetheless, I was on here down to the YouTube, and it just seems like whatever the hell Shannon Sharp got going on, I'm like, can the real Shannon Sharp please stand up? Because it's weird when you have to, or I don't have to, let me not say it like that, but it's weird when you feel like, okay, I need to report on this or comment on it or talk about it, because I'm a person who believes in fairness for the most part. Some things I'm hard nosed about, and it ain't changing over here. Okay, like victims of sexual assault, it ain't never gonna change over here. I don't mind saying I'm sorry or I apologize or I misspoke or any of those things. We all have room for growth, right? And we all step in it sometimes where we, reach and we thought we knew something and then we have to pull back and, be like, yo, I didn't, my bad. You know what I mean? So I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. It's harder for me with the sexual assault stuff just because I worked for so many years with victims of sexual assault. So I'm just going to tend to believe the victim. And it ain't changing over here. You gotta have proof that you didn't do it. That's just how I rock. And people will be like, well, the government says I had a right to face my accuser and I have the right to be what is it, proven innocent. No, what does the government say? You have the right to remain silent. People don't use their right, i.e. Shannon Sharp, i.e. P. Diddy, i.e. Jay-Z, i.e. Weinstein, and a whole bunch of other ones, Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, all of them, right? They don't use their rights because they, in my mind, those type of people with those type of personalities and that type of fame, that type of skill or talent, record sales or sponsor dealership, whatever it is, sponsorships or, their connections and on and on and on. Once you get to a certain level, it's unfortunate, but a lot of people start believing their own bullshit. That's not to say that because you are, super famous or you are super rich or super talented and whatever else, that you're not still those things. But a lot of times people start to believe their own bullshit because you paying people to be around you. A lot of times they have a role in your life, whatever it is, maybe your manager, maybe your stylist, maybe your publicist or whomever it is, your group members, your colleagues. If you start rising, your star keeps rising and kind of doesn't really stop, people want to grab onto that, and it's understandable. Who doesn't want to be around like-minded people? Who doesn't want to be around people who are elevated or elevating more than them? There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. In fact, that's what you should be doing. Chanel's reality. That's how I see it. You should, like, I feel like some people are like, well, I want to be the smartest person in the room. Well, if you're the smartest person in the room, how do you grow? Right? So you shouldn't want to always be the smartest person in the room. Those are people that have egotistical, you know, your ego is not your amigo. Let me just say it like that. It will drag your ass down. And so like I said, you'll have people around you that, they're your hype people or, people that are just gonna be yes men or they don't really give a shit as long as they get a paycheck. You need people that's real. The people that are going to say, yeah, no. And that doesn't mean those people that say you shouldn't do this or you should do that are right. It just means that sometimes you need a little bit of help with staying in reality, I feel. And when you don't get that, in my opinion, you end up like Donald Trump, R. Kelly, Weinstein, Epstein, now seemingly Shannon Sharp, and whomever else. fill in the blank with all of the favorite people of the world that people feel like, well, you can't talk about that person because they got that song I like and they a good actor or whatever it is. I heard a lady say once when we were on a panel talking about R. Kelly, and she said something to the effect of like, we were talking about how egregious, the charges, what he was doing, what he was accused of doing, what he was convicted of doing, which is basically having sex with underage people. This is what it is. And she was like, well, I don't agree with what he said. And I think she said she had been sexually assaulted too at some point, which is even more like horrifying that she said what she said, which is, well, I can't stop listening to him because I made my babies, with 12 play and all of this. And I'm like, so because you were in the mood with your boo at the time, your husband, your baby daddy, whoever your children's father are, husband, whatever, because y'all was doing it to 12 play, you can't stop listening to R. Kelly because you was made some kids after 12 play? Even though he's a rapist, allegedly? Where is your moral compass, sis? I don't understand that. That sounds like some dumb shit. And it may be true for that person. I could understand how you would be like, well, that whole CD in that era that I was in, like I listen, I had a good ass time to 12 play and Step in the Name of Love and this and the third. I get it. I understand it. I love me some Michael Jackson, right? Loved him. Didn't believe these people for however many years because I was a child around people saying, "Oh, they just want to take Mike down, and they just want to see. They don't want to see a black man rise, and yada yada yada." I don't know. I wasn't there, but from the footage that I saw from that documentary, Neverland or whatever it was I watched, at the end of the day, even if I wasn't there, and I don't know because I don't know none of these people, and everything on Chanel's reality is, in my opinion, is for entertainment purposes only. Even though I wasn't there, a lot of people, they don't want to connect the dots because it'll add up to something. It'll draw a picture of something, then that's going to cause them to have to change. Like I was telling you with the young lady who's like, I can't stop listening to R. Kelly because then that means, it's almost like I have to throw away all my memories of, whenever I was doing it. And those are the years I had my kids and stuff. And so I'm locked in to the 12 play CD. I was locked in too. I shouldn't have been in the 5th grade talking about one should go to my room of fun too. Then I'll say, give me like, yeah, I was in the 5th grade or 6th grade, 5th grade. I can't remember. I think I might have been in the 6th grade. I can't remember. Yeah, that was my jam. And we shouldn't have been listening at 11 years old to fucking 12 play. Let's keep it a buck. Okay. But I was, and I was into it. One of them great CDs of all time. It is still. But my moral compass says this motherfucker is a predator. And it just is what it is. It ain't changing over here. It's my opinion, and I'm allowed to have it. Everything on this channel is alleged. I don't know R. Kelly. I don't know none of his victims. But I know he was convicted. And I believe the stories. Even though I wasn't there, I just do believe it. It just is what it is. So he moves like a predator. He just does. Listen, it's just way too, for all of the people that want to wait and see and, let it play out in court and all that, go right ahead. Go right ahead. You have the right to your opinion. You absolutely do. And I have the right to tell you your ass is wrong. Like, wake the fuck up, people. Like, for real. Anyway, let me not go on my tangent because I will be on a tangent on this YouTube. And if I get on a tangent, you don't like it, switch the channel. I'm good with it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so it's just, I have to get the side eye to some of those people because then I'm like, so if your daughter came to you and she was 17 or 16 or whatever and said, or 19, since we're talking about Shannon Sharp, and said, this dude, he's older than me. He's old enough to be my dad or whatever, or even my granddad. I don't know. But he's been, I've been hanging out with him and, he's done some things. And, at first I was kind of into it, but then it was creepy to me. Or, first I was, trying to get the bag, as people want to say, because women are so helpless that all we can think about is getting a bag from a man when, bitch, I got my own bag. It is what it is. You can come try to sit at my table. That's how I ride it. It ain't changing over here. It ain't. It ain't. You don't have to like me. I don't give a shit. I like me. So whatever. But anyways, so I get it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just like, so what do you tell your daughter or your son? Because let's not forget about the young boys or the men that have been sexually assaulted. It's a whole bunch of them out there too. Don't get it twisted. Just because they are not reporting it at the same rate that females are, doesn't mean it's not happening. And in my opinion, a lot of those get left behind and left in the dark. And, some of them are confused about their sexuality because their body did have a response to what was happening to them or happened to them. Doesn't mean you're gay, doesn't mean you're not gay. I don't know what it means for a young man or for a boy because I'm not a young man and I'm not a boy. So all I can say is I have empathy, and I hope all of the treacherous savages get brought to justice and have to go to jail. That's what I hope. But I know sexual assault is not taken seriously in this country. It just isn't. You had a whole judge the first time Donald Trump was over there trying to run for president. Kavanaugh, y'all remember him? Had a whole judge that they made sure, let's put this mofo on the Supreme Court at all costs. They didn't give a shit about the lady that said, yeah, when I was 17, he sexually assaulted me. I told my therapist, I told my best friend, I told whatever. It didn't even matter. This lady have a whole ass PhD. Didn't matter. And they was like, well, we're going to give her time. We're going to do an investigation. That was the fastest investigation by the FBI I ever seen. Y'all got all the facts in 6 weeks? Stop. And it didn't matter. That man sitting on the board or whatever it's called he's a Supreme Court justice. So to me, our society isn't changing. It's just being more of who it already is, which is toxic. And the worst part is a lot of times, I'll just say from my perspective, in these YouTube streets and even in my real life, I've seen so many women attacking the women. I'm like, you going to get your own best interest. And honestly, from my perspective, the ones that I've seen, my anecdotal information, my anecdotal experiences, a lot of times it's I want to be careful. It's women who don't believe the women. They'll believe the man because they have a son. And they happen to know that one person or allegedly know that one person that was like, you know, she lied on my husband, or she lied on my boyfriend, or she lied on my baby daddy, or she lied on my cousin, whatever. Like the people that bring up the young men that were I think they were La Crosse or Duke or some university, and they were falsely accused, allegedly. The reason I say allegedly is because then the lady or the women, whomever it was, I don't know the whole story, but what I do know of it, she recanted. But if you know anything about statistics and sexual assault, a lot of times people recant for fear of the things that will happen to you. Like you're going to be humiliated and you're going to be looked at as whatever it is. And so they recant and say, you know what? It's easier for me to just shut the fuck up. Which is what society wants women to do, or victims of sexual assault. That's what society wants them to do. Don't you be trying to ruin this man's legacy. Why you didn't tell us 10 years ago? Now that he over here, he got 3.5 kids and he's doing well. You trying to ruin that man's legacy. And don't even get me started on the people. We'll talk about it tonight with the people that are like, why are you trying to ruin this they trying to take down black men? That's the same bullshit they was talking about with R. Kelly and Bill Cosby and who's the other one? And currently, Shannon Sharp and Diddy and whomever else, Jay-Z, they all just they cornering black men. No, they're cornering people who have sexually deviant behavior, who allegedly are holding people against their will, threatening them, gonna choke them out, and all this kind of stuff. And you have people online like, well, she just wants the money. Well, maybe she does. And he clearly just wanted the poo now. So, but what's the difference? Y'all don't hear y'all saying that. But y'all loudly say she just wanted the money because, and these people with these pea brains, all they can think about is two women. Our body is all we have to offer this world. And that's the fucking problem. And it's not only men that think that. It's these women that think that too. She instantly, especially if they have boy children, she instantly have to. It's like, can y'all wake up and come to? It's not 1864. Wake up and come to the year 2025. Like, I can't understand what's hard and difficult about understanding that women are not idiots and we're not all sitting around hoping that a man will marry us and praying that someone want to wife us and hoping that I can get a man because I need somebody to take care of me. None of my friends are like that. Come say about me. I don't give a fuck. Y'all can all get it tonight. It is what it is. Tonight, Chanel's reality. I just don't give a fuck no more. I'm tired of these tired ass, bullshit ass excuses that people want to make simply because somebody has a certain gender or they have a certain level of wealth. That we have to be as women so desperate that it's beyond ignorant, number one, and it's false. Are there people in the world that want to come up? Absolutely. But the thing that gets me is we only quote unquote want to come up when it's some sort of celebrity or some sort of money that this man has. As if we sitting around with no job, no ambition, no life, no house, no car, no education, that all women are just sitting around doing this. I don't give a shit about the what they call it, the OnlyFans or the internet models and all that kind of shit. If that's what they want to do with their life, let them women live. I don't want to do that with my life. I wouldn't want my child to do that with her life or my son. But I don't give a shit about that. If that's what they want to do, let them people do. Listen, I like being me. Therefore, I'm gonna let you be you. As long as being you isn't illegal and hurting other people, I'm with it. I don't give a shit. That's between you, your life, your man, your girlfriend, whoever it is. I don't give a shit. I don't understand why people are so concerned about why this woman is sexual and why she wants to squat and have her ass to the side and all that. Let that lady do that. I don't give a shit. It's interesting to me that men sit on these high horses, and so do some women. They sit on these high horses and they have this fucking double standard. And they are a hoe, right? She gotta be a hoe if she's with this dude. And if he have money, I gotta be a hoe. Because what other reason would I be with a man that has money? The reason that I would be with a man that has money is because I got money. The reason that I would want to be with a man that's educated is because I'm educated. The reason that I want to be with a man that don't have a whole bunch of kids is because I don't have a bunch of kids. It don't have shit to do with I'm scouting for a man with money, bitch. I got my own money. Get into it. It is what it is. You don't like it? Change the channel. I don't give a shit. I don't care if you don't like me or you don't like my gender, you don't like what I have to say. Move on. I don't give a shit. You ain't got to come to Chanel's reality because it ain't changing over here. It ain't. I'm going to call the real. And it's Chanel's reality, right? So it's according to whatever the hell it is that I think it is. And you can disagree. You're free to disagree. I don't really care. Hey, A-Dub. Yeah, I don't care. So I just get tired of the bullshit narrative that, oh, well, if it was a black man or even any man, really, I'm not going to only say it about black men, but what I want people to wake up and see, the things that they love to ignore is it's like, oh, well, y'all just attacking him because he black. And that's the same bullshit that Shannon Sharp did. Busby is over here. He tried to take down Jay-Z, and he lost and he's just targeting black men. And now he's trying to target me. That could be. It's possible. But let's just be clear. The fact that you using Jay-Z, who we all know, allegedly, because I wasn't there, but in my opinion, I believe it's true, was busting down Foxy Brown when she was, 14, 15 years old? And then when she was fine? I did a video on it with her saying, yeah. Mhm. Go back and watch some of my videos. It's somehow scrubbed from the internet now, but go back and watch my videos. You'll see it. But then he was dating Beyonce when allegedly she was 19 or whatever. And listen, I don't give a shit. Date whoever the fuck you want to date. I don't care. But what we not gonna do is try to tap dance on people's intelligence and act like we don't know that Jay-Z has been problematic, has been arrested for violent acts. And then we want to act like when Busby comes out and says, I have a client that says that this man violently attacked her or whatever it was, it has to be about him being black. Same thing with Diddy and all of them. No, this is about black. No, it's not. It's about sexual predators getting caught up because they thought that they were better or bigger or more famous or had more wealth or whatever. They thought that they were better. The ego isn't their amigo. And they look, what did the young kids say? They fucked around and found out. Shannon Sharp is fucking around and finding out. Now, could there be some conspiracy that they some dark room somewhere people are making deals and whatever else? I can't say that that's 100% false because I don't know none of these people. I'm not in touch with none of these people, and I don't ever want to be in touch with any of these motherfuckers. They can go over there and do whatever. But I think it's fascinating that they refuse to use their Miranda rights and shut the fuck up and let your attorney, the person that went to school for law, the people that can interpret the law, let them talk to your ass. Because the thing that Shannon Sharp doesn't even understand is when you put out a statement like the one that he put out, when you come and take a bold stand and say, basically, I ain't do none of that shit. The moment there is some level of proof, they're going to use all of those words against you. But I'm so happy that these idiots are so emboldened and they think they can get out of everything. I'm pretty sure Diddy thought the same shit. I know he did. I know Jay-Z and all the rest of them. I know they did. They all thought that they was above it. I'm protected. I'm in, I signed away my life, like Cat Williams say. Listen, so that I can have this career. I never wanted to believe any of that. You know how they talk about the Illuminati and all that, and this person let them kill off their mom or their cousin or whatever. I was just like, yo, that is a bunch of fuckery. Stop it. I can't say if it exists or it doesn't exist because I don't ride in those circles. I don't walk around in those type of circles. I don't know those type of people. So, I'm not going to say it doesn't exist because for many years I was just like, oh my God, rolling my eyes all the damn time. Like these people, this fuck shit. But after I saw what happened with Diddy and how the whole entertainment industry sat on mute and has been on mute for almost 2 years. Ain't nobody got shit to say about whatever happened at the parties and whatever else, with the exception of I think 50 Cent and it's a few, Cat Williams, there's a few others, right? But for the most part, anything in entertainment, sports, let me try, movies, film, TV, nobody has shit to say about any of it. And a lot of people are like, well, they don't have anything to say because maybe they could get, he has a tape on them, they'll be blackmailed and whatever else. And maybe some people don't want to say anything because they're scared. Maybe some people don't want to say anything because they know that right then and right now, at the time, Diddy was very radioactive, like Chernobyl. They ain't trying to get that on them. I get it, especially if you're guilty of something. But the reason that I say I can't say I don't necessarily believe it is because that an Illuminati or some secret, whatever society is going on, I can't prove it right or prove it wrong. But the reason that I can say that I've changed my mind to say that it absolutely doesn't exist or I'm rolling my eyes is because the entertainment industry is still on mute. They still don't have shit to say. How? Y'all all know each other, or maybe 3 degrees of separation from that person. Somebody that knows somebody that knows something about it. That's all I'm saying. So now I can't say with, this high degree of certainty that, that's just a bunch of bullshit. I can't. Simply because of all the shit that came out that people knew about Diddy for however many years. I never knew. I was listening. I'm over here dancing around the stage like Diddy was dancing around the stage when he did that song about Big Papa, Missing You. One of my favorite songs. And the sick part is I think that Diddy had something to do with all that whole situation with Notorious B.I.G. I personally do feel that way. And that's the most egregious part. Because it's like, how you running around the stage and acting like this man is your bestie? Meanwhile, you fucking him with no lube on the back end, taking all this man money on and on and on. I'm just saying, when you start digging into this hole, it gets real dark. It gets real dark. And you start connecting them dots, you just be like, yo, I don't know. What the fuck? That's how I feel. Right. But I will say, for however many weeks that the Shannon Sharp show was going on, and meaning the news was breaking about him and this 19-year-old girl and whatever, I still was giving the side eye only because, and I'm the person all day long will be like, I believe victims and it is what it is, right? I was kind of didn't understand. I'm like, we didn't make this big of a fuss with meaning taking Diddy down as quickly as they was taking down, seemingly taking down Shannon Sharp, right? So I was just kind of like, what the fuck did this man do? So he's on a video, or not a video, he's on some sort of audio, saying to the girl something, something. So I was just kind of like, it just felt like to me, the punishment didn't fit the crime. That's what it felt like. It felt like, yeah, this sounds like a setup, meaning the girl in the audio and Charmin and Shannon Sharp, it seemed like it, from what I could tell. I was like, this seemed like a setup. It seems like when you asking all of those open-ended questions and you just letting all this dead air be out there, I was just kind of like, that's just odd. You know, I was just like, that's, it seemed like she was leaving when she would ask the question, she was leaving all this dead air so that he could say something. You know, because if you really want a yes or a no, then you ask a closed-ended question. Like, did you fuck her last night? That's a closed-ended question. That's like, it's a yes or a no. It don't need no explanation. It's a yes or a no. But it's different when you say, well, how many bitches did you fuck? You know what I'm saying? That's more of an open-ended question. So you can, put all kinds of, okay, well, in this state, I did this many. And in this state, I did that. You know what I'm saying? So it's open-ended. It seemed like that was all her questions were open-ended. And then for me, the biggest part is I found out that he had already offered this young lady $10 million, allegedly. Everything on Chanel's reality is alleged. In my opinion, it's for entertainment purposes only. I don't know none of these people. I wasn't there. But allegedly, he offered her $10 million. And when I heard that, I was just like, whoa, 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 whoa. This shit don't add up. Because in my mind, the way I grew up, if something don't add up, it's a lie somewhere. Just is what it is. It's a lie some fucking where. So who offers $10 million to a person who ain't ever had an M in their account? What Meek Mill say? You ain't got no M's in your account? So I ain't ever had no M's in my account. And this man is saying, I'm gonna give you $10 million to shut the fuck up. Yeah, give me the 10 million. I'm about to go sit on Turks and Caicos Island or somewhere in the Maldives and live my best life, okay? In solitude, in a peaceful location. That's what I'm about to do, right? So all I can take from that is there must be something really egregious that you don't want nobody to know about. It's the same thing that seemingly happened to Diddy. All of a sudden, she dropped this lawsuit, and then you pick it up and pay her in 24 hours. Even if you ain't guilty, you look guilty. And I know there are some people that be like, well, sometimes you don't want to, you just want to go ahead and pay so that it doesn't come out. It doesn't need to ruin your life and on and on and on. And I do get that. There is merit to doing something like that, because sometimes once someone says it, doesn't matter if it's true or not. Once someone says something egregious, especially if you're a celebrity or whatever, it don't even have to be a celebrity. If someone says, well, Chanel's husband been cheating on her. Once it's out there, it don't have to be true. If enough people hear it, even if 3 people hear it, those 3 people could all have in the back of their mind, maybe he did. You know what I'm saying? So, for the rest of their life, or for the rest of his life, or the rest of my life, there are going to be people that are going to believe it. It just is what it is. So because of that, people that have money and shit to lose will say, okay, let me just give you the money. Some people will say, I'm going to fight it out in court because I know I didn't do that, like Jay-Z. But to me, I don't really give a shit that you didn't do that particular crime. I know you did a whole bunch of crimes. We all know that. You've been arrested a few times for violent crimes. So if someone then says you're violent, I'm going to believe you. I'm going to believe them. It's like the boy that cried wolf. He over here saying, nope, it wasn't me. The wolf was coming to get me. With Jay-Z and with Diddy and others like that, R. Kelly's of the world, the Epstein's of the world, all of the ones, the Bill Cosby's of the world, people will say, well, it was just that one woman and, she just want to get paid. Then if it's 2 women, then, these women are just, we can't believe these women. We need to investigate. We need to give them their time in court. Right? Okay. That's the way the American way is in our country. That's what people say. They need their time in court. Whatever. That ain't what Chanel says. Chanel says, I don't give a shit about what you said. That's what the law says. that we need to, they have the right to, due process and all of that. That's what the law says. That ain't what Chanel says. I say, with regards to sexual assault, prove that you're not guilty. And it ain't changing over here. That's just how I feel. Because it's so many people that get away with it that it's his word against hers. How do you prove it? It's very difficult unless it's on camera, unless you can get them saying that they did it or something like that. It's hard. So, anyways, now Shannon Sharpe is running around the world talking about BuzzFeed is trying to, take down black men. Shut up, Shannon. Shut up. Shut up. You sound stupid. He sounds stupid to me. I'm sorry, y'all. It ain't changing over here. If you notice what he says, I'm putting out this statement for my family, my friends, my this, and that. And I'm going to say whatever I need to say. Listen, when he said that, I was like, whoa. What innocent person says to millions of people, I'm going to say whatever I need to say? What you should have said is, I'm going to prove that I'm innocent. Or, I didn't touch that lady. Whatever. What she's saying is false. What she's claiming in this lawsuit is false. Not, I'm going to say whatever I need to say. What you mean you're going to say whatever you need to say? To me, that sounds like whatever I need to do to get out of this, regardless if it's true or not, that's what I'm going to do. And let's say that's what he believes. Let's say that's what he believes. Let your attorney say it. They're not prosecuting or in a civil suit. They're not accusing your attorney. They're accusing your ass. And therefore, you need to shut the fuck up. And then it comes out that some years ago, he did choke a lady. That's what the streets have said. And she got a settlement, I think for like 100 or 200 or 300,000. I don't remember how much it was. I think it was a few $100,000. Why are you giving someone a few $100,000 from your job because you choked her? Why would you do that if you didn't do anything wrong? And then now there's more and more lawsuits that nobody knew about. And this is what I'm saying about people's egos. You keep getting away with the shit, and so therefore you feel emboldened, you're going to keep doing the shit. And now you're mad because somebody is pulling all your shit out of the closet. You know how that stuff that people say sweeping under the rug? Go check under that rug. It's real murky back there. It's all kind of shit under there. And this is the thing. We live in a instant got your shit in an instant. What did Cat Williams say? He's scared of black women. I mean, he's scared of white women. He's like, I think all white women are just good as any other woman, but I'm scared of them. Why am I scared of them? Well, he say something like, they will take your rabbit ass down in 2 weekends. He right. He sat there on that couch and told Shannon Sharpe they will take your ass down. And he still ain't reading the room. Monique was yelling at him, stop. Not that you should take Monique's advice, but I'm just saying. She yelling at Shannon, stop, go get you an old lady that's like your age, somewhere near your age. But from what I could tell, he seems to like the young girls. And I think he likes the young girls he said it. He likes to be, he don't want them to say anything. He wants to be, in control. And to me, if a man needs you to be younger than he is, significantly younger than him, so that he can control you, that just says he has very low self-esteem, probably none. Because I don't need to know where my husband is and control him 24 hours a day because I'm not insecure. Someone might look at me and be like, maybe you should be, but I don't really give a shit because I like me. Don't get it twisted. She likes her. Okay. So whatever. But I'm not an insecure human being. So why do I need to control you and know your every move? This is what I feel like. And this is just me in real life. If I got to do all of that, anybody that needs to check your phone and check this person and see if they're doing this, that, and the third, you already know they cheating. You're just trying to get some sort of verification. You're trying to verify what you already know. If you go looking, I promise you're going to find something. But you're only going to look because you know something is there. But to me, those type of people that need to keep you against your will and all that kind of stuff need to be monitoring your whole life, stalking you and shit. Don't want to let you move on, like what Diddy was doing to Cassie, in my opinion. That's because they insecure. I ain't checking nobody's phone. I ain't trying to see where you at 24/7. I don't give a shit. Because I feel this way. If they want to do it, they're gonna do it. You and nobody else is gonna stop them. So you can stay with that ninja if you want to, because he paying a bill or because you don't want to seem like you are alone. She's cute. Sorry. She's cute. She is. She's cute. Oh, please. Look. She is. Yes, honey. Mm-hmm. That's why my husband ain't never leaving me. He's like, this, I got a bad bitch. No, I'm joking. But yeah, I just think people like Shannon Sharp and Diddy and all the Jay-Z's of the world, they just insecure. Bill Cosby. Well, I need to get you all stuff and drunk for you to have sex with me. Insecure. Shannon Sharp said something years ago, and I used to think it was so hella funny. He said, "You either a ugly man or a pretty monster," or something like that. And I was like, "Wow, that's funny." I think he said that. I believe he said that. And I used to always think, "But you ugly too, though." You know what I'm saying? So, but I always did think it was hella funny, and it always reminded me of this guy. And I went to middle school with him named Isaac. Isaac, if you ever watching Chanel's video, shout out to you. But Isaac was so unattractive, like ugly. Ugh. And I don't like that word, but he was. But you know what made him so fucking funny? Like he would be in class. I swear to God, it's sort of like he would have that attitude of like, I'm gonna say someone ugly before everybody notices. It's like we're not gonna notice that you're ugly. I don't know, but it was cute to me that he would just like somebody would come in who he would always say, "You show is like you real ugly." I would be like, "Oh my God, how do you say that when you one of the ugly little creatures running around here? Like how?" But he did. Mm-hmm. Sure did. He used to say that all the time. I was like, "Oh my God." And nobody ever corrected him. I guess because we all kind of felt like, "Oh, okay, he could say that because I mean, whatever." It's just like an inside joke, but he was just funny. But he was unattractive for sure. So, anyways, let me get to the videos. Hey Marcus. What Marcus say? I still wish I was the letters on your shirt. Stop it, Marcus. Marcus is my boo. Hey, boo. Oh, Ada said, bye, Chanel. I'll be looking out for your next live. Just got called to work. Okay. See you next time. Okay, so look, I said I was gonna watch some of these videos with y'all because these videos are really like, I was like, shout out to the people that make these videos. Like I said, I put their channels in the description so you go check out their other videos. But I think they did a good job of breaking down the Shannon Sharp news. So let me share my screen. Here we go.
Well, I'm not really interested in getting choked, so I guess we're going.
Now she ain't interested in getting choked.
Yeah. I might choke you in public.
What is happening? Oh my God.
Big black guy chokes small white woman.
Excuse me, what? I might choke you in public. Big black guy chokes small white woman. My oh my. This Shannon Sharp hole just keeps getting deeper and deeper, guys. Embarrassing at this point, if I may add. And I'm not sure if y'all have noticed, but Shannon has been trying to turn his recent accusations into a keeping black men down situation.
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine.
So, like I said, if you're going to say that this person is attacking you because you're a black, rich, wealthy, well-known, famous man, You don't use to prove your point Jay-Z or P. Diddy. These people have been accused of sexual assault. That ain't who you use. You use somebody who truly has no record, who hasn't been arrested, who haven't been accused of sexual assault by 10 people. Like, what are you talking about? That ain't the person you use. And I'm like, ugh. Even though I'm glad he's stupid, it's the same reason why I'm like, let Donald Trump keep his whole Twitter and all his social media. Yes, he spews hate and dumb shit all day long, all night long. But at least we know the dumb shit that he's saying. So when he does some other shit that we know, we can be like, yep, because remember he said this, yep. You know, when they try to deny, I'm not a racist, or I'm not a misogynist, or I'm not a whatever it is, fill in the blank. No, bitch, you said this shit out loud. So Shannon Sharp, did he go to college? He can't have gone. He can't have gone. It's an impossibility. Who's your representation? Who is your attorney? Who is your publicist? Somebody please take the mic, because I don't understand. Like, what are you doing? This is going to get used against you in a court of law. It is, because that girl is now suing your ass for $50 million. Yeah, he's talking about it's a shakedown. It sure is at this point, because this has to have something way more heavy that she turned away 10 million and then increased it by what, $40 million. Sis say I got 40 million reasons to believe that I'm about to get paid. And I'm not even mad at her, because I don't know all of the ins and outs of the lawsuit. I haven't read the affidavit, but from what I've seen of the parts that I have seen of the lawsuit, it's believable. Do I know if it's true? No, I wasn't there. I don't know none of these people, so I can't say if it's true or not. What I can say is, if it's a whole bunch of dots out there, eventually people are gonna put them together. They're going to connect. It just is what it is. And for all of the people that's gonna get in my chat and be like, well, there's, one woman is just one woman. She just is mad because he broke up with her and he moved on and da 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 da. They ain't gonna believe the one woman, because she got to be the one that's just out here trying to get money, because that's how low they think of women, right? Because we all helpless and we so desperate to have a man. Stop. Like, stop. Especially him as a man. Because let's be clear, all of the men that I can think of in recent years, none of them are cute. Y'all think Weinstein cute? What about Bill Cosby? Jay-Z? Diddy? Shannon Sharp? Like, who? Y'all not even cute. What are you talking about? So you thought she was coming over there to sleep with you or to hang out with you because you look good? What did Mace say? Not Mace. What's his name? Oh God, what is his name? He did Ether. Oh Jesus. Nas. Love me some Nas. He cute. But I'm not in love with Nas anymore, because I think his baby mama or ex-wife or something said he used to beat on her. So he ain't the guy, but he is handsome. But of all of the ones that are like the top names of people who have been sexually accused of sexual assault or convicted of sexual assault, they ain't cute. Nas said, you think you getting girls now because of your looks? Negro, please. So Shannon, you thought she was there because of what you look like? You thought she was getting some play because of what you look like? Now, from the neck down, from his neck to his belly button, he look good. His body is it, okay? At least it was from some of the photos I saw. So I can understand how you might be able to look past, that little V right there. Y'all know that V? I'm just saying. That little V? Shit, okay? Hey, your ass coming back. I'm just saying. Holly, if you hear me, that's it. That's all. But she ain't there because you cute, bro. Stop it. She not there for that. So you played yourself from the beginning. Listen, I ain't saying this is always the case, but pretty people like to hang out with pretty people. Just like smart people like to hang out with smart people. Dumb people usually tend to hang out with dumb people. Broke people hang out with broke people. It just is what it is. People stay within their wage a lot of times. It's rare that you see, you know, somebody extraordinarily handsome with some ugly chick, or some woman who's extraordinarily beautiful with some ugly dude. It's rare. So, I mean, but I listen, a lot of people online like, why he over here choosing this girl? Monique said it on his show. You need to stop with these young girls. And here's the thing. People have a right to like what they like. Because like I said, I want to be me, so I'm gonna let you be you. But why are you surprised that Shannon Sharpe, who isn't attractive at all, in my opinion, aside from his body, is picking this other girl over here? He has the pick of the litter because he has, I guess, some level of wealth. But he doesn't want to get someone he wants to get someone he can control. I'm just saying from what it looks like. And even from what he said out of his mouth, he said, I want, what did he say? I want a woman, because these older women, they want to say, you need you an older woman, blah, blah, blah. I want somebody who can match my wage. So essentially what he's saying is, I don't want no broke bitch. So you think the Instagram model was it broke? You thought she had some M's in her account? I'll wait. So stop with the bullshit. Okay. Stop with the bullshit as I don't want older women because they ain't got no cake, they ain't got no money. No, you don't want older women because you don't want an intelligent woman. You don't want somebody that can think past go. You want someone that you can control and manipulate, like she said in that conversation on that audio. Stop trying to manipulate me, because she finally either she was, knew it all along, or maybe she finally woke up, but she like, yo, don't continue to try to manipulate me. I know what the fuck you doing. Trying to make me feel guilty because I don't want to blah, 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 blah. You are the one that made this mess, and you are going to be the one that have to get yourself out of it. And you mad about it. But Cat Williams said something on his show. What did he say? Something about the how you can tell that somebody has sold their soul to the industry. It's how hard they try to basically explain away anything that they're getting called out about. And I'm paraphrasing. And then here we go. When did Cat Williams come out last year sometime? Made that man a whole lot of money. I'm sure that's why he had that $100 million deal on the table, because Cat Williams, he should have paid Cat Williams too. I hope he gave him a little shit, gave him a little change, because in my opinion, yeah, Shannon had already been making his money and whatnot. Not saying I won't take that from him, but in my opinion, Cat Williams is what drove, and to overdrive his channel through whatever it went to. And I was happy for Shannon. I was like, I didn't like him on that Undisputed show, not because I didn't think he was charismatic or whatever, but it just seemed like the power balance just never seemed right to me. Something about, I don't like, like with the sports arena, all of the sports is like owners. Who the fuck you own? You can't own me. So I can't work for somebody talking about they own me. Like, what you mean? Sis can't be owned. So I always had a problem with that. But I'm not going to, whatever, if you comfortable with that, letting them, listen, roll with it. But that's why I could never watch that show, Undisputed. I think it was called Undisputed, because I was just like, something ain't right about this. And plus, also too, it's always too, because Shannon always sound like some country bumpkin, and I'm from the country, meaning I'm from Houston. They say we live in the country, and they think we all riding around on horses at a trail ride, when no, we're not. We're the third largest city in the United States. Like, knock it all the way the fuck off. Really? That's what y'all think we're doing down here? We're not. Now, there are some people that do, but they're in the country, or they got acres of land. That's not in Houston, typically. But anyways, he never, nothing about him comes across as super intelligent or informed or any of those things. But I was happy that he was making a lane for himself. And then, he got into that beef with, what's his name? Mike Epps. Mike Epps clowned him on that set. Mike Epps was like, he asked me to come on his show, and I was like, I don't want to go on your show so you could be looking between my legs and my balls. I was like, oh. The last thing you should do is get into a beef with a comedian. It's just the last thing you should do because you're not gonna win that fight. You're not a good comedian. You're not gonna win that fight because they brains think differently, in my opinion. They brains just think completely different, and they will get your ass. Understand? You will get gotten, don't even realize you're like, oh fuck, right? So it's just not a good idea. To play big bank, take a little bank with a comedian. You're not gonna win. And he was just basically saying Shannon Sharpe is gay, and I don't know why that's a big deal, but I guess if you're black and you're that, stocky and, or like a big guy, maybe you're not supposed to be. I don't know. But he was taking shots at his, manhood. And basically, like, he was and I mean, he said it in the name, Shay Shay. I was like, ooh. And you know why I was like, ooh, because I thought the same exact thing. I didn't think he was gay, but I was thinking, what meeting were y'all in? And like brainstorming and came up with Club Shay Shay. Now I assume it's an inside thing, like how at the with your family you might have a nickname or whatever, and other people don't understand it, but y'all understand it. You know what I'm saying? So I always thought, well, that must be what it is. But I'm like, if people are putting out there that you are someone you're not, or someone you're claiming not to be, which is homosexual, then why do you name it such a seemingly feminine name? That's all I'm saying. You can do whatever you want. I don't really give a shit. But if you're trying to battle against this accusation that somehow you have something going on with your stylist or your new stylist or your old stylist, and you trying to get away from that, just seem like Shay Shay ain't the right word. I just wouldn't associate the word Shay or the name Shay with a big ass stocky football player. It just seems wrong. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Anyway, let's carry on. Because really, this was about him comparing himself to Jay-Z, trying to tell the world that we can't believe anything that the lawyer. What's his name? The lawyer. Oh God, he's from Houston. I can't think of his name. But the guy that's basically suing him with the lady, that we can't believe him because this is the same guy that's trying to take down Jay-Z. He just wants to take down black men. It's just like, shut up. When people are being accused of sexual assault, it doesn't have nothing to do with your skin color or the amount of money that you have. It has everything to do with someone's alleging that you did a criminal act. Stop making it about black men or men. It's not about that. It's about your ass. Stop generalizing and trying to make it about all people. It's not about all people. This is not an all lives matter moment. Okay. It's about you and your behavior. And if you didn't do anything and you ain't never done any of this behavior that this lady's talking about, you ain't got no reason. You ain't got no reason to worry. Like I said, pay your lawyer and shut the hell up. Go on with your life. Do your thing. But people can't do that because they egos. I told them it's not his amigo.
That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey, Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. Mm-hmm. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about. And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do.
See what I said?
I love all you guys.
Whatever he need to say.
Well, on the other hand, people are like, scratch that. Black women are like, if he can use this to cry about black men being targets, they think it's fair that people discuss his obsession with white women, how they finally managed to ruin his career, and how he really feels about black women.
Is the older women trying to shame older men in the picking them? Because see, not the competition. Well, older women ain't the competition with older women. It's them young ones.
Right.
It's them young ones that come. Yes, that'll do what you want.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody gonna tell me I've been dependent. I pay my bills. Right. I pay the cost to be the boss. You the boss by yourself.
I'm the boss and I got a
them old young one coming with it.
20 years.
They coming with it, Ocho.
And what's this I'm hearing about Shannon having upwards of 24 lawsuits and settling at least 23 of them, and most of them involved white women? Baby, Uncle Shay is done. And there goes the wage he wanted to date when people told him to date his age.
How about date your age, Well, I want to date my wage. I'm finna shut all this ish down tonight. I want to date my wage.
Stay right there.
Where y'all at? Hey, chat, where they at?
You know, I keep it on me now.
Yeah.
I keep it on me. You want to date your what?
I want to date my wage, not my age. I want to date my wage. So where are they? Because y'all always talking about date your age. I want to date my wage. So come on with it.
Well, you talking?
As a matter of fact, I'm taking applicants as we speak.
Well, you talking spicy tonight, boy.
Okay, y'all know that Shannon Sharpe was allegedly supposed to land a massive $100 million podcast, right? Well, guess what? Word on the street is that the podcast deals are off the table because his reputation has ruined everything. Basically, getting all that money is no longer a reality because Shannon Sharpe's relationship with his much younger white woman has likely turned off any remaining potential investors. Like his career as we know it may be over. And just for a bit of background, Shannon typically enjoyed runaway success with his shows on the Volume Podcast Network since leaving Undisputed on FS1 in 2023. In fact, his flagship show, Club Shay Shay, has attracted millions of listeners and boasts over 4 million YouTube subscribers. But Shannon's deal with Volume recently expired, but multiple new offers had already been put on the table. Unfortunately, they're now off the table as recent allegations have sent shockwaves through ESPN and derailed plans by other media companies to acquire his podcast properties. Sharpe had been eyeing major six-figure deals for the entire Shay Shay Network, which includes Club 520 Podcast, The Bubba Dub Show, and Humble Baddies. But sources close to him revealed that he has gambled with his career amid a slew of disturbing allegations from the recent allegations. Reportedly, a source within ESPN said Sharpe's continued presence on First Take caused internet tension, with some questioning why the network didn't suspend him immediately. And people within the network have reportedly been saying that this situation is a complete disaster. They are shocked, and it's likely his reputation and career are irreparably damaged. Another ESPN employee also described the workplace atmosphere as unbearable, like a war zone, adding that many were disgusted by Sharpe. And then they said, he's seen as toxic now. Trust has been broken, and people would have complained to management or even resigned if he hadn't stepped down. I can't believe he gambled his career by being with a 20-year-old girl. He's messed everything up. It's pathetic. Well, eventually, Sharpe had to step down, although he said that for the avoidance of any doubt, he was not terminated by ESPN, but he has elected to step away for a temporary period of time from his duties so that he can focus on his family and the frivolous claim filed against him. But I also read somewhere that they were going to fire him, and he only stepped down to stay ahead of that situation. But in reality, ESPN would have fired him. Looks like the young white women have finally managed to ruin his career. And from the look of things, there's really no coming back from this. I mean, the person who set this ball rolling, Gabriela Zuniga, described a relationship that allegedly began with consensual intimacy, but later evolved into what she characterized as a dark and controlling dynamic. She stated in her lawsuit that during their first encounter, Sharpe told her he would buy her a fake pair TT on her chest if she won a weight loss competition with him. She also wrote in that suit that Sharpe proceeded to pursue her relentlessly, calling, texting, and demanding she come to his Beverly Glen mansion. She did say that they ultimately got into a consensual relationship, though she described it as controlling, because Uncle Shay demanded complete control over her time and body, expecting her to be at his house, on his schedule, at his command, whenever he called. The lawsuit then lays out a pattern of intimidation and manipulation, among other things, including allegations that Sharpe repeatedly threatened to choke and put his hands on Gabriela. It even included disturbing claims that Sharpe once yelled at her in the presence of a visible firearm and allegedly said he would off her. Apparently, Gabriela tried sharing her location with friends from her phone just in case, but Sharpe saw her doing this, and the moment he realized what she was doing, he grabbed her by the neck and told her, "If you ever do that again, I will unalive you." Then, adding to the emotional distress, cited in the suit are allegations that Sharpe recorded intimate acts without her consent and even shared them with others, which is a serious breach of privacy and legality if proven true. She then said she had discovered that Sharpe had been secretly recording their encounters without her consent, and then when she confronted him, he summarily dismissed her concerns, claiming that the videos were for his own personal use. That too was apparently a lie because on multiple occasions, he shared the recordings with his friends and associates. At one point, he allegedly even forced Gabriela to hook up with him while FaceTiming one of his childhood with friends named Bucket. According to what the lawsuit said, Shay accused the woman of disrespecting him, wasting his time, and warned that if she wanted to be with the Shannon Sharpe, she would have to learn obedience. She basically said that the cycle of control, fear, and submission became routine. Yelling at her, controlling her, forcibly grabbing her by the neck when he got upset, saying he was going to unalive her, and asserting dominance became the norm. Then she also described 2 incidents where Shannon allegedly forced himself on her, and later on released footage of conversations where Shannon threatened her.
I don't know. Anything I say, you're just gonna like get mad at, and you're just gonna hang up on me. So I feel like
I'm not gonna hang up on you. Here's what it is.
what does that even mean?
Nothing yet. You want to be a to me now, so
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
oh Lord have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm gonna choke the shit out of you when I see you.
I mean, damn, shakedown or not, this doesn't look good for Unc. Then, to make matters worse, other than Gabriella, another white woman, Michelle Evans, is also making rounds because she had filed a lawsuit against Sharpe in New York in 2023, claiming that she had been in a relationship with Sharpe for nearly a decade, ending in 2010, when she said they got in an argument over his alleged infidelity. Michelle alleged that Sharpe then requested that the two hook up and that she refused. But Sharpe allegedly proceeded to forcibly subdue her, compelling her to her knees and subsequently engaging in non-consensual oral activity despite her protests. Michelle further claimed that things continued beyond, and Shannon's coercion escalated as he maneuvered her onto the bed and achieved non-consensual intercourse, all the while proclaiming his intent to make it so no other man would want her. Well, one thing about Shannon, he's going to respond. And when Michelle's name came up again, he said in a statement, "It should be of no surprise that when someone famous is in the news, all sorts of people crawl out of the woodwork to share their connection to that person in an attempt to profit from that alleged relationship. In many cases, those stories or accusations are nothing more than old news, fanciful exaggerations, or sometimes blatant misrepresentations of fact. They are shared on social media or fed to reporters with intentional factual omissions and no regard for the truth. This is obviously purposeful, designed to create a fabricated narrative. This is exactly what is happening to Shannon Sharpe, and the resurrection of the case involving Michelle Evans is a perfect example. When she could not find a lawyer to pursue her outrageous story, she filed a civil complaint on her own that is completely devoid of merit. The fact is that Shannon has had no contact with this person for many years. Bottom line, Shannon has done nothing wrong and intends to fight back against these malicious lies, not with manufactured defenses or imaginary stories, but with documentary proof and real evidence. In addition, it also came to light that while Sharpe co-hosted FS1's Undisputed from 2016 to 2023, he was accused of choking a female production assistant. I don't know if she was white as well, but the incident, which was never officially reported as a lawsuit, was reportedly settled privately with Fox Sports for several $100,000. But Sharpe's representatives also denied the choking claim, stating it was a playful interaction. Okay, why does he always have his hands around these women's necks? Because all these allegations somehow involve choking of some sort. And just when we thought it couldn't get any worse, I started seeing reports alleging that Unc has settled at least 23 lawsuits, and most of them involved young white women. I can't, guys. I just cannot. And you know what? The black women are like, nah, this is not our fight. This man has openly shown disrespect for black women, so we are happy to sit this one out. Like, people have literally pointed out that during his interviews, Shannon always fawned over non-black women. But whenever he had a black woman on the show, the episode always seemed less hyped, or he just said something problematic.
Your mom is white.
My mother is not white.
Is your
Why
mom?
do people keep saying my mother is white?
She's West Indian, so
She is a black woman from Grenada, which is a black island.
she married a white man.
No, she did not.
Well, for black people to be calling out Shannon for how he dates white women and ignores black women is because they have seen a trend that even his celebrity friends saw, like Monique.
Mo is different now. Then when you and I,
it's different, baby. I'm grateful I'm not 56 and trying.
But you tried to say what you tried to say. Mo,
I'm looking right at you.
I know
I'm
you looking at me.
I ain't backing down. You better take your ass and get somebody to love you.
Damn, Mo.
Now I'm looking right at y'all. Let me tell y'all what Shannon needs.
Let me live my
Let
life.
me tell you what my baby needs. He need him an old fat gal who can bake good cakes, make some smothered turkey wings, who gonna rub his feet at the nighttime, okay, and gonna have a sip of his cognac to make him feel better about himself when he come home at night. That's what Shannon needs. You don't need no 26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl.
I do.
This is your auntie talking to you. Take your and get you an old bitch out there that can love you old.
And Cat Williams.
I didn't want to get with a white woman because I was scared she might have me running down the street like Jonathan
There
Majors.
you go. Think I'm on, Cat.
Not because I didn't like white women. I think white women are as great as any other women. But I'm not going to act like I'm not scared of them. I have a reason to be scared. You could be Kang the Conqueror, and they could take your rabbit ass down in 2 weekends.
Again, I don't know if he's going to come out of this, but personally, I just feel really bad for his children. Imagine having your almost 60-year-old father go viral again because of a tape. But this time, instead of hearing him coaching Michelle, he's choking and engaging with a 19-year-old. And we get to read about the things that were said. I would be horrified if this was my dad, because I just don't understand how, despite knowing what's at stake and how he has a lot to lose and has a family watching his moves, that he could still move so recklessly. Honestly, whether it's a setup or not, it's just too damn messy. And reports have been saying that Sharp's career as we know it may be over. I mean, it's sad. But you let me know what you think about how all of this.
So, like I said, her she's in the I put every video we're gonna watch in the description, so you guys can go over there, like their videos, subscribe to their videos, hit the notification button. It's a free and easy way to support people's channels. And she is, I think it's Culture Covered or something like that. She always has I feel like, well, I won't say she's always fair, but it's a really good breakdown. Meaning, when I say it's not always fair, it's not that I think it's unfair, but it's, it's slanted in whatever you believe. Just like if you over here on Chanel's reality, it's my reality. So it don't have to be 100% correct or wrong or right. It's just my take on it. So, but I feel like she's always very thorough, and it keeps your attention. I can learn, 2 or 3 things from her, or 5 things or 10 things. She's really good at staying on topic, and I'm not. So, but that's okay. I am who I am. I like who I like, and I'm okay with it. I can recognize when I could be better. So let's see. I have another one. Let's see. Oh no, that's making make sense. I don't think. Okay.
Stephen A., have you had a conversation with LeBron since we seen the incident?
No.
Would you?
If he asked, which he wouldn't. But if he asked, sure.
And
why do you think that happened?
Let me just say, I cannot stand Stephen A. off, whatever his name is. He comes across as that cocky guy who is unattractive. Women don't like him. Men don't like him. He got, a few talents, but he really only gets attention because he always loud. You know what I'm talking about? He doesn't come across to me as some confident guy that can, hang his hat on being intelligent or being handsome or being talented or being gifted or smart or successful. He doesn't give me that. He gives me desperate at all times. Desperate. I think he was a basketball player. I'm not 100% sure. But even with, I'm sure if he was a basketball player and was successful at it, I'm pretty sure still he didn't get girls that liked him. That's mean. But that's just how I feel about it. Again, I think he's mean a lot of times. So I'm just calling it like I see it. He doesn't come across to me as you know what? Him and Shannon Sharp, if I'm being honest, come across as those men who probably have like a micro penis. Everything else body-wise might look right, but that area down there, maybe it's not so, just saying. Because why you need to be that loud and cocky and all that? I feel like people that are like that all the time, everybody should be confident and happy. And, you don't need to let people tear you down, and you should be happy and, proud of who you are, no matter what you look like. I feel that all day long. it's the over like, it's too much. Why are you yelling all the time about whatever it is? He's ranting and raving. And I get some people are just shock jocks, and that's their thing. I don't know. I've never been a fan, and I know I'm not alone in that. But anyway, let's listen to what this idiot has to say.
Because we don't like each other.
Right. Okay. Big Boys Neighborhood, ladies and gentlemen. Stephen A. Smith in the neighborhood. Stephen A., welcome to the neighborhood.
My brother, what's going on,
I'm
man?
good,
Glad
man.
to finally be here, man.
Man, it is a pleasure
Honored.
to have you in here. Stephen A., how do you know all this? Like your brain, bro, is you like AI. Like you pull up all the information and you back it up. You know what's wild about that, man, is
okay. We gotta pause because that's incorrect. Nothing about Stephen A. Austin says he's a scholar. I mean, is it just me? I'm just saying. Nothing about him says he's a scholar to me, but okay. Maybe he is. Maybe I just don't know. Maybe I should look it up while I'm watching this. I'll look up if he's a scholar, if he graduated college or graduated high school. Let's see.
people say the bigger the star, the bigger the target.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you could have just did the whole shut up on many of things, but that's never been in your character.
Right.
Like you'll meet something head on. You could say, you know, unpopular opinions.
Mm-hmm.
And have you always been that guy? And you know how to align yourself with people too. That's like, hey, that's my guy.
Yeah.
That's my girl, whoever it may be.
Right.
Have you always been that guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a mission-minded dude. I pride myself in being a man of integrity.
I'm Kristi Noem, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security.
Oh,
thank you, President Donald J. Trump.
No.
I'm not perfect. I'm certainly not flawless. And I know that. But I like people to look at me and know that what you see is what you get.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like phonies.
Mm-hmm.
I can't stand a two-faced bastard. They make me sick. I don't give a damn who they are. I don't like them.
Yeah.
Because I don't like being with people who are inauthentic. I don't like being around people like that. That bothers me. I can't be bothered by somebody or something or a quality in a person and then turn around and be the very thing that I abhor.
Mm.
And so I pride myself on being that kind of guy. But when it comes to this business, it's like, you know, I remember when I saw people, you know, they'd have problems with some of my NBA stuff. I remember last year it was a big thing, you know, Wallow and Gilly. I remember.
Okay. I don't care about what he's talking about, but I will say, I'll take it back. He, according to the internet, did graduate from Winston-Salem State University with a degree in communications. I don't know if it's a master's degree. It seems like it says degree in mass communication. Okay, so no. Maybe it's a bachelor's. I'm not sure. But it says he has a degree in mass communications from Winston-Salem State University in 1991. And he excelled in print and broadcast journalism. So maybe he wasn't a basketball player. Oh, no. He was a basketball player. Okay. All right, Stephen. I still think he's an asshole. It's just some people are walking around this earth. And I'm just like, you were just an asshole for no reason at all. Nobody even asked you. But I don't want to listen to him, so we're not going to listen to him. So let's listen to the next one. Y'all know what song has been in my head all day? You give good love to me, baby. And I know I can't sing, and it's okay. It's okay. You don't have to tell me. I already know. But that song has just been rolling around in my head all day. I don't know why. You give good love to me. Who sings that song? Alexa, who sings the song You Give Good Love to Me?
From lyrics.com. You Give Good Love is a song by American recording artist Whitney Houston from her
Whitney Houston.
1985.
I was 4 years old. Okay. Thanks, Alexa. Should it be this one? Which one was I looking for? Oh, I think it was this one. Okay. Let's see. Oh, okay. Here we go.
I didn't want to get with a white woman because I was scared she might have me running down the street like Jonathan
There
Majors.
you go. See, come on, cat.
Not because I didn't like white women. I think white women are as great as any other women. But I'm not going to act like I'm not scared of them. I have a reason to be scared. You could be Kang the Conqueror, and they could take your rabbit ass down in 2 weekends.
Do you think it was a coincidence that everybody was warning Shannon Sharp about messing with them white chicks? First, Cat Williams tried to warn him, then Monique, now Terrence Howard's backing him up. And Shannon Sharp's entire life is falling apart right in front of our eyes. Was this just bad choices, or was Shannon set up by the same machine that's destroyed so many black men before him? Cat Williams, Monique.
It's different now. When you and I,
it's different, baby. I'm grateful I'm not 56 and trying.
Hold on. Let me pause.
What you trying to say? What you trying to say?
I'm looking right at you.
Our elders, okay? Coach Ferg is in my chat talking shit. Coach Ferg says he is doing his job. That what he is paid for. Jealousy is real. Who's jealous, Coach? Listen, I don't have a jealous bone in my body. I don't give a shit. You think I'm jealous of him? No. Try again. He's well educated in journalism. Good. Okay. Well, I gave him his flowers, Coach. Don't get in my chat talking shit. Okay. I gave him his flowers. Coach says assholes recognize assholes. Oh, Coach, are you saying I'm an asshole? Is that what you're saying? Oh. I'm not scared of them. I just think that and think, what are you talking about? I have no idea what Coach is talking about. I don't know what Coach is talking about. But Coach, since you are a coach, I think you were a coach like in what? Did you coach middle school or high school? I don't know what you coached. I assume it's basketball. Then, maybe you could come up here and tell me a little bit about coaching, because I don't know anything about coaching. I ain't never been a coach. But I do know that the guy that you got all this respect for is an asshole. He just is who he is. And it ain't changing over here. I ain't about to change it. That's what it is. So find the lie. So you only coached for 1 season and you over here acting like you know it all, Coach? You tried it. You tried it, Coach. I'm not playing with you. I don't know who he talking about ugly and stink. Are you talking about white people? Oh, Coach. Oh, no. You can't say that. It's not nice. Ooh, oh my God. I'm not entertaining Coach right now. I'm not. Slow Bob coached. Oh, Coach, always calling somebody slow. Oh my God. Oh my God. Thank you for making me laugh this evening, Coach. I haven't been feeling well all day, so thank you for the laughs. Okay, so let's get back to what we were listening to.
I
ain't backing down. You better take your ass and get somebody to love you.
Damn, Mo.
Now I'm looking right at y'all. Let me tell y'all what Shannon needs.
Let me
tell you what my baby needs. He need him an old fat gal who can bake good cakes, make some smothered turkey wings, who gonna rub his feet at the nighttime, okay, and gonna have a sip of his cognac to make him feel better about himself when he come home at night. That's what Shannon needs. You don't need no 26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl.
I do.
This is your auntie talking to you. Take your ass and get you an old bitch out there that can love you old.
Let me tell you something about how the industry works. Celebrities have teams, publishers, PR reps, agents, managers, and these people don't just work for one client. They work with dozens of big names across industries. And guess what? They talk. Behind closed doors, they hear things, they see patterns, and they warn their clients. So when you see someone like Monique or Cat Williams publicly warning Shannon Sharp to be careful about getting caught up with these young white women, they weren't just being old school or paranoid. They were doing what the industry does behind closed doors, sending a warning that something was about to go down. But when you don't listen, when you think you're untouchable, and when powerful black men start moving too freely, stepping too loud, the industry doesn't just punish you. They make an example of you. And it always looks like it came out of nowhere. But it didn't. It never does. Well, now we have Shannon Sharp, who could be facing jail time if things don't go his way. And he's also now out here saying that black men are being targeted.
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey, Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans.
Listen.
Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million.
Listen, it's rich that you a whole grown ass man, almost 60 years old, and somebody gotta be setting you up. Ain't you supposed to be the one giving us the game, Mr. Shannon Sharp? You don't sound so sharp to me. I'm just saying. You reading from a script. You up here talking about, I'm just gonna come to you guys and be honest and straightforward. You're reading. Listen, honesty doesn't need a practice run, okay? It doesn't need somebody to write it out. I mean, I'm not saying you can't write it out because maybe you need to get your words together. But even when you got your words together, you still sound like you're lying. Okay? And in my opinion, if it don't add up, it's a lie somewhere. Why are you on a video or audio or whatever the hell it is that you said that you were on, that you want Mr. Busby to play the whole clip or play all the audio or video, whatever it was you said? Why are you getting caught up? If you so sharp and you so smart and, you know, whatever, why are you getting set up? And here's the thing. I do think with 100% certainty, this young lady is taking advantage of the situation that she had with him. 100%. But let's keep it a buck. So is he. Let's find a lie. My mom used to always say something like fair play or fair game doesn't bring about what did she say? It's something about, basically, it's sort of like you got to bring her ass to the fight to whoop her ass, right? So she couldn't do anything if you wasn't involved. How she setting you up and you not there? You on the phone with her or at the hotel with her or wherever the hell y'all was when y'all was meeting up or doing whatever the hell you was doing. If you don't want to get set up, so, because here's the thing. Remember how I always say, you know, rich people hang around other rich people, wealthy people hang around other wealthy people, smart people hang around smart people, surgeons hang around surgeons, criminals hang around criminals, street people hang around street people. Why are you hanging out? Why are you attracted to shady people? Doesn't sound like, from what your friends on your show have said about you, doesn't sound like you hanging around the right type of people. That's what Mr. Williams said. And Miss, you know, what's her name? Monique said, you hanging around the wrong people, bro. How they know? And this is the thing. When Monique was even saying it, you like, no, I need a young. He protesting it. So to me, you protesting what she's saying about you, it has some truth to it. He didn't deny it. Why are you surprised? Listen, I can promise you, God is never surprised by a sinner committing sin. He ain't surprised by sinners being sinners. It just is what it is. Why are you surprised that you're getting taken to court, accused of whatever, by a young girl who you were, in your mind, using and manipulating? Because you the one said you want some young girl because, you know, they the ones that they owe women competition and all this other shit, right? That's what you're saying, right? I could get them to do whatever. That's what your thing is, Mr. Sharp. That's what you said. So now you mad because you gave that lady the rope to hang you. What you mad about? Why are you surprised? It ain't that fun when the bunny got the gun. So stop with the, I'm going to follow my sword. I need the Black women to come save me. I want the Black community to know that, you know, this man is over here. This lawyer is trying to catch me up and shake me down. You are not a victim. Be very clear. This isn't what a victim does. What are you on TV crying about? You had $100 million on a deal, but yet you still run around the world doing whatever you're doing with 19 and 20 and 25-year-olds, whatever it was, and whomever you were doing it with. My thing is, I don't give a shit about what you do. Do whoever you want to do, whenever you want to do it, as long as those people are consenting and willing adults. And even if you want to go manipulate somebody, whatever it is, don't be surprised that you got manipulated too. You mad because she used your own game against you. What they say, don't hate the player, hate the game. Don't be mad at the young girl because she knows how to turn on the phone and the TV and your ass don't. You thought she was getting away. You thought you was manipulating her. And she just was dragging your ass for every single cent. And because you was doing all that fuck shit, I hope she get it. Whatever it is. $50 million or whatever it was that she's suing your ass for, I hope she get it. This is the thing about people like that. And I don't know this man. I don't know her. I wasn't there. I don't know none of these people. Right? So I don't really give a shit. But since I'm on Chanel's reality, here's my opinion. What do they say? You play stupid games, you get stupid prizes. You don't even have to oversimplify it. This is a math problem you can do on a napkin. It's not going to add up. And if it doesn't add up, there's a lie somewhere. And stop with the gaslighting of, oh, this Mr. Busby is trying to take down Black men. No. He's trying to take you down. He's trying to get paid, and so is she. And guess what? I ain't mad at him. You the dumb that gave him all the ammunition, and then now you sitting on TV or whatever platform you were on crying about you giving them the weapon to use against your dumb ass, and then you giving them more evidence by sitting on TV talking about you ain't do nothing. And this is just a shakedown. Listen, you don't offer someone $10 million for no reason. How is she shaking you down when you offered her $10 million? Make it make sense. I'll wait. How I'm shaking you down? If I go to Chick-fil-A and I say, hey, listen, I have 10,000, chicken patties to give y'all. How am I shaking them down? I'm giving it to them. You willingly sign some sort of contract that your lawyer or representatives or whomever offered to her lawyer or her. For whatever reason, you felt like whatever it was that lady has or saw or knows about was worth 10 million at least. And here's the thing, 10 million is a strong number. So I'm willing to bet whatever it is that she has on over you was worth way more. Because if that's the starting bid, that's a low ball, right? To us, it seemed like a high ball. But to someone that has, $50 million or $100 million or whatever it is, that's not much. Because if you're willing to offer anybody $10 million to shut the fuck up, they got a lot to say. I ain't offering you $10,000. I ain't do shit. And I get there'll be people that say, oh, well, I don't want to ruin my reputation or I want my privacy, blah, blah, blah. If you want your privacy, then do the shit in private. Why are you out here in public? So my guess is he offered her 10 million. She said no. She probably counter offered him. I can't see a scenario where you offer someone who doesn't have M's in their account. And when I say M's, I'm talking about millions of dollars. They don't have M's in their account. You can't offer that person $10 million and they don't counter that offer. Now, I don't know. I wasn't there, so I don't know if that's where he started, but that's what's been, what the streets have said is going on or has gone on. But again, you're around here playing in the kiddie pool because you are not, in my opinion, based on what has been said about you and some of the stuff that you've said on the audio tapes or whatever, you aren't cerebral enough to have a person that is intelligent, that can hold a conversation, that has a lot of intellect. You're not able to hang around those people because they'll be able to see your bullshit and call it out 10 miles away. You don't want that. Apparently, I mean, based on what you've said, you want someone you can manipulate. You want someone you can dominate. That's what it seems like to me. And from what this young lady's saying, you want somebody to play your little booty hole. And you know what? Lots of people apparently playing people booty holes. I ain't into that shit, so I don't know. But I'm just saying that's apparently what goes on with apparently men. I don't know. I don't know any men like that personally. At least I ain't ever been told by any of them, so I don't know. But apparently that's a thing. And if that's what you want to do, do that. If she wants it, if you got women out there that want to play in your booty hole and you enjoy it, whatever. Eat your heart out. But don't get mad and frustrated and then try to come out here and think you're going to gaslight the Black women of America or wherever, or Black communities of America into thinking that suddenly, oh my God, look at this 19-year-old. She's trying to take me down, her and Busby. People that don't have information about you can't take you down. So you're mad because you let this person into your life that you thought you could manipulate. And now she got your ass. I am happy to be wrong. For all the people that's going to get in my chat and tell me I'm wrong and by whatever else, I'm happy to be wrong. Just like I didn't know Stephen A. Austin actually, or whatever his name is, went to college and graduated, because he just seems like such a loudmouth and he just won't shut up. Like, he's just so loud. But okay, fine, whatever. He got educated. That doesn't mean anything to me. You still sound stupid to me. And it's my opinion. It ain't changed over here. Like I said, it's Chanel's reality. So you don't like it, change the channel. But I just do feel like sometimes when you can't ever shut up and listen, you're the problem. In this situation, if I was his attorney or his publicist or whatever, he wouldn't be nowhere. He would be somewhere sitting on an island, shutting the hell up. But to me, this is not about $10 million. It's not about $50 million. This is about power and control. And unfortunately for him, he's lost the power and the control. Because it seems like, from what I understand, he's lost that $100 million deal. I mean, it could come back, but for right now, he's lost it. And his public image is being torn down, or at least, well, I don't know if I could say it's been torn down, because if it's what people are saying it is, it was already down. It's just exposed. What did you do, Shannon? Come on, Chanel's reality, and tell me, so I can grab some of them 6 million followers you have, and so I could tell them the truth about who you are, Shannon. Come on over here to Chanel's reality. No, all jokes aside, you know, I haven't read the whole lawsuit, and I don't think anyone said that he has SA'd her or anything like that yet, but he appeared to have been violent towards this lady. He at least threatened her on the video, I mean on the audio or whatever. He paid off some lady he used to work with a few $100,000 because he choked her, allegedly, at their place of business. The other people saw it. And so you have to wonder, if you are bold, like how P. Diddy was beating the brakes off Cassie in a hallway at a hotel, you that fucking bold in public, even though it was in a hotel, hallway is still a hallway. Okay. So that's public domain, so to speak. So if you that cocky to do that shit in public, what the hell were you doing when you dragged her into that room? So, Mr. Sharp, if you that bold to say all of this stuff on this phone, knowing that everybody down to the 3-month-old got a damn cell phone, okay? And some sort of device on their hand or their arm, whatever it is, and you still doing dumb shit, like, why? This man is free to mingle with whomever, as long as that person's a willing participant and they're over the age, whatever the legal age is. The problem is when you have people who have access fame, fortune, whatever else, fill in the blank. That can become intoxicating. And the more people you get around you that allow you to get away with savage behavior, especially savage, deviant sexual behavior, the more, you get comfortable with it. So I got away with this time. Think about Diddy whenever that Shine case happened in whatever year that was. Was it early 2000s or whatever, or 99? I can't remember. But remember he got in trouble and was accused of shooting that lady. I forget her name, but she survived shooting her in the face. Or whomever that was there shot her in the face. I don't know which person, but he got off and Shine went to prison, I think, for 9 years or something like that. When you can go out to the public and stand and, at that podium and say, justice was served here today, blah, 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 knowing you're a whole ass criminal and a whole ass violent one. What would make you think you can't continue on? And you ain't got nobody, the rules don't apply. What did he say? I can show y'all how to have fun, make money, and stay out of jail. I'm paraphrasing. Why he had to stay out of jail? Because he's familiar with it. Why did Shannon Sharp say on that, whatever that is, whatever video, audio platform, why he say, well, he's trying to do this. He's trying to take down Black people. He's trying to take down wealthy Black men. It don't have nothing to do with wealthy Black men. It don't have nothing to do with Black people. It has to do with people who break the law or think they are above the law or have deviant behaviors and get caught. He ain't the first one. He won't be the last, because you'll always have people out here supporting that type of behavior. Always. There's always going to be those people like, oh my God, can't believe this man is wealthy and y'all is trying to da 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 da. You need to ask yourself, what you should be saying is, why is he out here doing this shit? That's the better question. But people would rather just be caught up in, oh, well, he's wealthy. Or, oh, well, he's this and that. No, people show you who they are. Believe them. He clearly has shown millions of people who he is. And now he's fighting, for his reputation. My thing is, stand in it. Yep. I was over here. I like him young. I like them young, and I ain't about to stop liking them young. I want people who I can manipulate. Just keep it 100. That's all you got to do. Then nobody can say shit. Period. She's an adult. So if he was really about that, and he was really a mature person, a smart, cerebral person, he could just come on here and say on his platform, listen, I like them young. I like them white. I like them sexy or skinny or whatever it is. And it ain't changing. That's what I like. And that's what I'm going to continue to do. I can respect that. What I don't respect and I call bullshit on is, oh, they trying to take down Black men. It doesn't have shit. Don't attach your savage, deviant behavior to all Black men. It's not about all Black men. It's about your ass. So stay on topic and talk about your behavior. I just want you to be honest. You don't have to do all this cleanup if you just be truthful. Just say, yes, I only date girl. Listen, what's that guy's name? Leonardo DiCaprio. How do you say his name? Leo, like, yo, y'all got a time span. So you about to be 24? Okay. Time's running out for your ass as far as the hotness scale, and I don't want nobody. And listen, he ain't never getting in trouble. And I can promise you, he had to be at 2 or 3 or 10 of those Diddy parties. I wasn't there. I don't know. But in my opinion, he probably was. And guess what? Him, and what's the other one's name? George Clooney, whatever his name is. He was doing the same thing for all them years until he found that one lady. And now they have twins and he married. He was like, I'm never going to get married. But he was honest about what he wanted and who he was going to date. That's all you had to do, Mr. Sharp. Say, yes, I talk rough. I like rough sex. I want to be dominant. Yeah, it's going to be people like me who are like, you're a weirdo. And that shit is crazy. And you don't have, you lack self-confidence and whatever else. All of those things are going to be true when I say them out of my mouth. But if you a real one and you could keep it 100, that's all you need to say. It doesn't matter. Listen, it's going to be people on this internet or people in my real life that don't like me. And guess what? I don't give a shit. I like me. Okay. It is what it is. It's not changing over here. But that doesn't mean that, if someone doesn't like something I'm doing or whatever, that I can't improve. I can't take it into, counseling. Be like, you know what? Maybe I should take a peek. Maybe I should look back at whatever. I'm not above it. But I'm not ashamed of who I am. I don't need to go out into the world and prove who I am. My actions prove who I am. What do they say? Let the work you do speak for you. I don't owe nobody an explanation for being me. The fact that you feel like you owe an explanation for doing whatever it is that you felt like you wanted to do with whoever you felt like doing it with is the problem. If that lady was down with it, or however many ladies that you've done this with, or men, or whatever it is, if these people were down with it, then that's all you need to say. Listen, I like 19-year-olds. As soon as they get across that 19-year-old threshold, I'm with it. And by the time they get to 25, I don't want them no more. And when they with me, I want them to be, have on makeup and sexy clothes. I want to be able to whoop them. I want to be able to do all this other, sexual stuff that most people don't do. We need to have threesomes, foursomes, whatever it is that floats your boat. Just be upfront about it and just say, this is who I am, and don't be ashamed about it. Don't sweep it under the carpet and put it in the closet and all that kind of stuff. That's the shit that comes back to get you, because that means you're presenting a fake part of who you are. Be who you are, and people either are going to accept you for who you are or they're not. The problem with people like Shannon Sharp, R. Kelly, Weinstein, Epstein, Bill Cosby, all of the other savages that we don't even know are savages yet, P. Diddy, all of them, right? The problem is they want to present to the world something palatable, something acceptable to the world, right? Because that's how they presented themselves. We're taught to be copies. I always say on my channel, why are you being a copy when God made you an original? Why are you doing that? So we're taught to be copies, right? So that's what they do. You got to present this to the world so you can be accepted, so you can sit at the table. Like I said last night or yesterday on my live, I don't need to sit at the table with whoever. I'm making my own table, bitch. Like, you come sit with me, okay? That's how she rolls over here on Chanel's Reality, and they ain't changing. That's how I feel. I'm a confident individual, and I'm not going to change. It's not going to change. But that doesn't mean I can't learn from others. That doesn't mean that, I can't observe or, check in and say, maybe I could do a little this or that. You should be able to grow. People around you should be growing too. And they should be able to tell you, hey, maybe you need to do a little this or a little that. Something wrong with that. What I'm saying is, people like him, from what I could see, aren't very confident and probably have really low self-esteem and need for the public or whomever it is that they are kissing the ring or bowing down to accept them and their behavior. So they have to be fake about it. They have to hide and do it behind, that's why he's flustered. That's why you need a lawyer. That's why you offering this lady $10 million, because you can't stand 10 toes down in what you were doing and dabbling in. You can't. You're scared of it. You're scared of the public saying you're who you are. If you just got up and became a whole ass man and said, this is who I am, who's going to say, yeah, like I said, people like me are going to say, yeah, that's weird. You're a weirdo. You like controlling women, whatever it is. And you could be all of those things. I respect you more if you just say, I'm a misogynist. I want my women young. I want to be able to, I think my computer gonna die. Hold please. I'm on the road. Hold on, look. Oh shit. Oh no. Hold on. Oh please. Computer about to die. Okay, sorry. A brief intermission. But yeah, if you could just be who you are, you wouldn't be in this mess. You don't like who you are. That's why you're in this mess. You believe that people wouldn't accept you for who you are. That's why you're in this mess. Not because you are who you are. It's because you're scared of being who you are. You're ashamed of who you are. That's why who's offering $10 million to anybody if they cool with who they are and what their actions were? I'm not offering you $10 million. I'm not offering you $10. If I like myself and I'm proud of my actions, somebody somewhere has said either your actions are grotesque or illegal, and you're going to pay me handsomely to keep your secret. That's why Mr. Sharp is in this boat. That's why Jay-Z was in his boat. That's why Weinstein was in his boat. That's why P. Diddy and all the rest of them. That's still over there in the closet. And I ain't talking about being in the closet from being gay. I'm talking about being in the closet because you don't want people to know who you really are. That's what I'm talking about. You're ashamed of who you really are. That's the problem. And since you can't accept who you are or don't want to share who you are because you're scared of the public opinion of who you are, you got to fight against it. You got to always, for the rest of your life, be trying to play down who you really are. Be a man. Like I said on Chanel's Reality, I'm not changing. It ain't changing over here. I'm always going to be me, no matter where I am. That doesn't mean just because I'm going to be me, I need to say something at all times about everything. I don't feel the need to say something at all times about everything I do or anything I do. But if I feel strongly, I will say something about it. But I don't have nothing to hide. I like who I am. Hey, Miss Joy. She's like, I know that's right, Chanel. That's what you want. It's what it is. But he can't be honest. Just like Jay-Z, just like R. Kelly, just like Weinstein, Epstein. These are the ones that come to mind because they were, most recent people that, a part of the crazy celebrity train roundup. You can't be honest. You being honestly who you are frees you from the bondage of being perfect or whatever society's label is, from putting yourself in a box. Because anytime someone says something about Shannon Sharp right now, I'm just talking about for right now, they're like, oh, well, he gay because he this, that, and the third, and he has to fire off however many, he has to do however many interviews or answer this question every single time and this, that, and the third, so that he can keep his whatever the image is. If you're not gay, why are you worried about it? And don't get me wrong, one thing I can't stand is someone to lie on me. That shit burns, it cooks my grits. I can't stand someone lying on me. I don't like that because I'm a person who has integrity. So that's gonna make me come at your ass because you're not gonna ready to sit around here and say I'm doing something that I ain't doing. But that's me because I have integrity and I want to keep that shit intact. Period, point blank. And saying certain things about somebody who has a license like I do can make that person lose their license, right? So if you're a doctor, you have to have a license to be that. Someone coming for your MD, that's problematic. Why? Because that's messing up your whole ass bank account and your ability to get, work later. So yeah, my integrity is a part of who I am. You ain't about to come over here and chop all of that up. But if you are someone like Shannon Sharp or P. Diddy or Jay-Z or whomever else, right? All of these people who have these fetishes or whatever it is that they like, the sexual participation that they like to do and whatever else, most people will be like, yeah, that's weird. And we don't think that you should be doing that. But if you could just be honest about it and be like, yeah, I have wild white parties where we do all kinds of sexual shit and I'm down with it. And all the people in Hollywood down with it too. And blah, 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 blah. And I'm not ashamed of it. People wouldn't really give a shit. It's the deception. It's the lies. If it don't add up, it's a lie somewhere. Shannon. So you getting drugged and you only feel some type of way because you're trying to pretend that this young lady is lying on you. And I ain't saying that she being truthful because it does seem like a setup to me. Whenever I first heard about it, I was just like, something ain't right here. Why is he being seemingly canceled simply because he's telling this lady on the phone call, whatever. I was just kind of like, nah. Because I was like, Diddy and all the rest of them, they seem like they did way more egregious shit than this. But then You pull on that string, shit start coming unraveled, right? So now we finding out about the girl that you paid off at your job and 10 other lawsuits and other people you paid off. That's because you're not being honest. If you be honest, you wouldn't be in the middle of this shit, but you can't be honest. And you not, I have a high degree of certainty and confidence that this mofo ain't ever gonna be honest. What did Bill Clinton say? I did not have sexual relations with that one. Lies. Bill, stop. You a whole ass president lying. Why? We all know Hillary knew you was cheating on her. That ain't new. But because Bill Clinton was worried about, public opinion and keeping his job, he had to go and lie. Listen, life is a whole lot easier when you're free to tell the truth and be who you really are, no matter what other people think. And I'm not talking about be who you are and also be sexually assaulting people or whatever. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying be honest. You disarm the people who are trying to take you down, if that's what's happening, with honesty, not with more deception. You can't find your way out of this pigsty. You're just getting dirtier and dirtier the more you walk around in the shit. So I know Shannon Sharp can't wait till something else pop off, because right now, Diddy somewhere like, thank you, Jesus. He like, thank God, it ain't me today. Okay. So I think whatever that young girl has, it must be powerful. Because how you go from $10 million to 50? She added $40 million to her lawsuit. Now, her and Tony Busby, they don't think they're going to get $50 million, but it doesn't matter. It's going to be more than 10. Unless Shannon has something on her, which I think if that was the case, somebody would have leaked it already. So I can't imagine he has something on her other than some sort of sexual recording. And that's illegal. To say, okay, so now I'm mad at you and I want to get back at you. So I'm gonna release this, video of you in some sort of sexual act that you didn't give your express consent. So he ain't gonna be able to go that angle. And even if he did, it still just makes him look bad. Because no matter what he says, it's going to look like you're a person who's old enough to be this young lady's grandfather. And you're having either sex with her or having her do sexual things to you or y'all or whatever. No matter what, it's going to look sleazy. Not because it's wrong for him to have sex with a 19-year-old. It's not wrong for two consenting adults to have sex. That's what they want to do. Period. It's on them. Do what you want to do. What's wrong is that you've done probably something past what is okay. Because if you didn't, what is the $10 million about? What's she find on your computer, Shannon? She found something in your vault? Did she find you in some sort of compromising position? I'm just saying. But anyway, let's get back to it.
What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about. And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love all you guys.
which is exactly the kind of trap Kat's been screaming about for years. Remember, Kat wasn't just running his mouth. He's lived it. Kat's been saying for decades that Hollywood sets up black men to fail. I mean, in 2013, Kat Williams did an interview with Black Tree TV about his role in Scary Movie 5, and he went into very deep details about how Hollywood elites effeminate black men to weaken them.
At the end of the day, Kevin doesn't have to worry about what people are going to say about him wearing a dress because of the long line of dress wearing people before him. So now we have Big Mama's house 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
I've never seen Medea in a pantsuit. I think she wears dresses.
Back in 2012, Kat said that he'd been arrested 36 times in 36 months. And the fact that he had never been side of a court of law proved that law enforcement was on a witch hunt. In addition, somehow law enforcement always used his kids against him. And there was even a time when the police took his kids from his office, and Kat said that he found it insulting that they would go to his office and take his kids from him like he's the most terrible human being. At the time, the police said that Kat had endangered his kids. And while he admitted to having weed, he said there were no substances in the house, and the firearms he had were secured, and they were for his kids' protection. Remember, he had also been arrested so many times to the point to where Kat was pushed to announce his retirement because it was now becoming too dangerous for him and his kids, who he didn't want to lose. When Kat Williams warned Shannon Sharpe, he wasn't just speaking from anger. He was speaking from experience. And now he's not the only one sounding the alarm. Other black men are stepping up and calling out the setup too, including Terrence Howard, who's been one of the most loudest voices about how Hollywood breaks black men who don't play by the rules. If you thought Kat's warning was serious, wait until you hear what Terrence had to say. See, Terrence Howard didn't just back Kat Williams. He broke down the entire playbook Hollywood uses to crush black men. In an interview with Revolt, he exposed how the industry twists the image of black men, making them weak and effeminate and non-threatening, while letting white men stay strong. Terrence said it best. Most men are made to be effeminate and not have their power or sense of strength. They allow white men to be strong, but when it's black men, it's seen as a threat. I don't want to remove a few chromosomes just to fit into someone else's story. And according to Terrence, the brothers who play along, they survive. The ones who stand tall, the ones like Shannon Sharpe, they get crushed. And you know what? Other than Terrence and Kat, other black men have been screaming about this for years, but the industry just laughed it off. Dave Chappelle called it out, how black men are thrown into dresses, stripped of strength, turned into punchlines. Black men like Martin Lawrence, Eddie Murphy, Jamie Foxx, Ving Rhames, Wesley Snipes, Tyler Perry, Kevin Hart, and even Chris Rock. One after another. Different paths, same trap. If you don't fold, they break you. And if you do, you level up, irrespective of your talent. We even had Kanye West defending Diddy because he believes that black men in Hollywood are indeed set up to fail. And now the trap around Shannon Sharpe is closing. And whoever he crossed, they're making sure he feels it. Like, all of his skeletons are finally coming out to play. And it's not looking good for him at all. Sources revealed that during his time co-hosting FS1's Undisputed from 2016 to 2023, Shannon was accused of choking a female production assistant. The incident never became a public lawsuit. It was quietly buried with a private settlement worth hundreds of thousands of dollars with Fox Sports. But Sharpe's representatives denied the choking claim, stating it was a playful interaction. And it gets even worse. Michelle Evans, a woman who claims she was involved with Shannon for almost a decade, filed a lawsuit in 2023 accusing him of violence non-consensual acts after their relationship went sour. She says Shannon forced himself on her, humiliated her, and threatened to destroy her reputation to keep her silent. Well, Sharpe once again denied the allegations and even released a statement saying it should be of no surprise that when someone famous is in the news, all sorts of people crawl out of the woodwork to share their connection to that person in an attempt to profit from that alleged relationship. In many cases, those stories or accusations are nothing more than old news, fanciful exaggerations, or sometimes blatant misrepresentations of fact. And all of this is a ripple effect fueled by a new bombshell lawsuit filed by Gabriela Zuniga, who alleged that Shannon took advantage of her more than once. And now the accusations, secret recordings, and ugly details are leaking everywhere. Shannon, for his part, is denying everything, calling it blackmail, calling it a shakedown, insisting it was all consensual. He even said that the accuser presented a heavily edited and secretly recorded video to support her narrative, while refusing to hand over the full version to Shannon Sharpe Sharp's legal team. They also pointed to explicit text messages allegedly sent by Gabriella that indicated enthusiastic consent and participation in fantasies, and that the evidence paints a clear picture. This was a consensual adult relationship that included role-playing, intimate language, and fantasy scenarios. He even offered Gabriella a $10 million settlement just to keep things quiet, but she walked away from that deal. And now Shannon says she's just another woman trying to exploit him, just like Michelle Evans. He claims it's all about revenge after he refused to father her child. Shannon still maintains that from the onset, he has been crystal clear about the nature of his relationship with Gabriella, which is why they engaged in a consensual relationship over a 2-year period. According to Sharp, when she learned that he would not father a child with her, she resorted to extortion. And while Shannon was willing to pay her a substantial amount of money to avoid the intimate details of his personal life from being exposed, as many high-profile individuals often do when they are being threatened, that is no longer the case. Well, his recent statement also adds that while Sharp is stepping away from ESPN, he plans to return to the network for the 2025 football season. Apparently, for the avoidance of any doubt, Shannon Sharp was not terminated by ESPN, but he has elected to step away for a temporary period of time from his duties so that he can focus on his family and the frivolous claim filed against him. At this point, it's not even a question of if, it's how hard they're trying to bring Shannon Sharp down. Because when powerful black men start winning too loud, moving too freely, or stepping outside the lines they've been assigned, the industry machine moves quickly. Suddenly, the same environment that welcomed you with open arms turns into a trap. And when OGs like Monique and Cat Williams, or even Terrence, throw out warnings, it's not random. They've seen this play out too many times before. There have actually been rumors that for Shannon, all this could end up in an arrest, because once the machine sets you up, it finishes the job. Let me know what you think. Was Shannon reckless, or was he marked for destruction from the start?
So I love her, and like I said, go watch her, go sub her channel. She has good content. But I respectfully disagree. I don't think anyone's setting black men up with regard to this. I think men who are engaging with, in behavior that they wouldn't want people to know about probably shouldn't be engaging in that behavior. Just like what did Monique tell him? Listen, go get someone who's your age. And listen, I think people should be able to date whoever they want to date. I feel very strongly. I'm one of those people. I'm like, I'm gonna love who loves me. I'm gonna hang out with who want to hang out with me. I'm gonna ride who riding with me. Just is what it is. You could do whatever you want, but every choice you make has a consequence, good or bad. You willing to risk your whole life, livelihood, reputation, and whatever else on a girl that's 19 or 16 or 15 or 25 or 30, whatever it is, because of whatever type of sexual behavior you want to be involved in? But, I always try to tell people when people talk about sexual assault, people will be like, well, why don't they go get a prostitute or a sex worker or whatever? The reason that they don't do that is because then they don't have the power and the control that they want. Because they lose that power if they're giving you money. Yeah, you can have the power of, I paid you $300 or $3,000, whatever it was, the fee was. You have the power to say, I paid for this, and so you need to give me that. Yeah. But you don't have the power of complete total domination without giving something back. And that's what sexual assault is about. It's always about power and control. They could go have sex with people who are willing. They don't want to. They want to have sex with people who are not willing. They want to dominate. That's the problem. And you see like what he said in the audio that everybody, the audio that's been heard around the world. If you say I'm manipulating you, if you use that word one more time, I'm going to choke the shit out of you. Why would you threaten someone like that? Again, he felt, at least in my opinion, that he was losing his grip on his power. People become violent when they get out of control. When they've lost control, they become violent. Now, I know it's going to be some black people in my comments going to be saying, this ain't right, you shouldn't say that. But this is just my opinion. If you have to hit your child, that's a violent act. If you have to hit them, you've lost control. I know there's people just gonna be like, I got whooping, and so did I. But it don't change my opinion. My opinion is if you have to use violence in any way, you've lost control of whatever it was you were doing. Think about it. People will say, nope, that's not right. That's discipline. Okay. That's your belief. But would you say that was discipline if your 17-year-old was doing something that they knew they shouldn't have been doing? And the police decided to take out their billy club or they taser, they whatever it is, and use violence against them? Because you just said it's okay to discipline the 4-year-old with a belt or with whatever, because you're teaching them discipline. It's a 4-year-old, right? Or a 9-year-old. They don't know what's right from wrong. Or maybe they do in that instance, but they want to do it anyway, right? You'll be like, well, nope, that's not violent. I'm teaching them discipline. Okay. At least that's what I was taught growing up, right? And I believed it for a very long time. Because in my community, that's how you restored order and got respect. Fear. But then, I have my nieces and my nephews and my godchildren, and Lord knows I got a lot of them. I'm like, oh my God. I told all my friends, don't handle my babies. Having godchildren is too damn expensive, and I like expensive shit. So if you with me, you getting what I'm eating. Okay, you dressing how like it is what it is, right? But people wouldn't want to have that same outcome for them. They speeding, right? That's against the law, right? Would it be okay for the lawman to get out the car, beat you up, or do something violent? If it wouldn't be okay for them to do that, then you shouldn't be okay with being like, yeah, about to whip this 3-year-old. But listen, I'm just one person. I know how I grew up. I grew up getting whoopings. I didn't get a lot of them because, she's a good girl. No, but seriously, I didn't. So for me, it's about growth. You can discipline your kids however you want to. So if you believe in that, corporal punishment, do your thing. But at some point, you have to put logic into it. And if you have to use violence, you have lost control of whatever it was you were doing. So to me, in that audio that he's saying, if you say that again, I'm gonna choke the shit out you and I might choke you in public. That's the only part of that video where I was kind of like, it made me think like, was this at some point some sort of inside thing where maybe during sex or before sex or after sex that was kind of their dynamic? That's the only thing. When he said it, I might do it in public, I thought for a second, I'm like, have they done this before? And like he was expecting, it almost felt like when he said that, I'll do it in public or I might do it in public, it almost felt like on one hand, like he was waiting for her to say something like, "Don't daddy," or something. Like I felt like I wasn't sure. And I don't know, because I don't know their dynamic. I don't know none of these people. Okay. I wasn't there, but I wasn't sure. But then when I started hearing about the other women who filed suit against him or complained about him or whatever it is, then it starts to be like, okay, the picture's becoming more and more clear of what type of behavior you have. My only advice to Shannon Sharp, just tell your truth. And who gives a shit about what the public thinks about what your truth is, as long as your truth is not illegal and it's not forced on anybody. If you and this lady were having consensual, whatever it is y'all were participating in, then there's nothing wrong with that. That's your truth. Stand in it. But there has to be more to it, because she didn't take your $10 million offer. I mean, listen, I'm happy to be wrong, but right now I'm right. Right now I'm right, and it ain't changing over here. So whatever. Marcus on here. How long you gonna be on Longer Live? What did he say? How long you gonna be on Longer Live? I don't know what that means, Marcus. I'm just be on here until I feel like getting off. I don't know, but I feel like I want to get off now. I'm tired. Oh, Miss Joy. I love Miss Joy. She's so sweet. Miss Joy has a very different perspective than I do a lot of times. And I respect it. It's different for me, but I respect it. She's a G. She's been married, I think, probably as long as me or longer. I'm not really sure. But I love her honesty, so we'll leave it there. But yeah, let me see if I don't think I have any more videos. No. Okay, look. Okay. I'll play this last one because this one is interesting to me. Let's see. No, it's not that one. This one? Oh, it's this one. Okay, let's listen.
If you don't want people to know your business, then you just don't speak on it. Now, you're not going to make me look like a damn fool. I don't care who you are. I don't care how big of a star you are. You're not about to make me look like a fool. That Bravo is not loving hip hop. Bravo, not loving hip hop. Bravo has been trying to get Hollywood to come on a reality show as a full-time cast member. Hollywood is Shannon's ex-stylist that he took to football games.
I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right.
Shannon Sharp's bold opinions and flashy outfits always kept him in the spotlight. But now, it's his private life setting the internet on fire. From courtside hangouts with a rumored ex to wild IG live slip-ups and a fresh wave of drama, things are spinning out fast. And now, his former stylist, yes, that same one people were whispering he was dating, is dropping mysterious receipts and throwing shade that could flip Shannon's whole image upside down. But here's where it gets messier. The stylist claims Shannon tried to shut him down and block him from the industry, just so he wouldn't spill details about what allegedly went down in the bedroom. That's right, he's saying Sharp tried to blacklist him over secrets he didn't want out. So what's really going on? Did Shannon really try to silence a man who once picked his outfits and maybe more? And is that just the start of something even wilder? A while back, Shannon was trending hard after getting spotted courtside with Russell Hollywood Simpson, a flashy stylist who used to be romantically involved with former NFL safety Kerry Rhodes. Yep, same dude. People kept seeing them together, not just at Lakers games, but at big-time events too. It looked like Shannon was loving the styling and maybe the company.
The streets, when the streets are talking, where there's smoke, there's fire. Definitely think Shannon Sharp. And it's just like, you know, I've been around a lot of heterosexual men, and comfortable heterosexual men don't need to always defend their heterosexualness. Shannon Sharp is always upset when somebody's saying that he's gay.
But once the two started looking inseparable, the internet exploded with talk, and Shannon, he did not like it. Folks online started questioning his sexuality, and the gossip just kept growing. Truth is, there have always been whispers that Shannon might be living on the low. Some even said flat out, he's gay.
Said, no, my dear, I ain't doing no so you can sit across from me and look at my balls. I'll sit down, nigga. I thought he was going to attack Cat. That there. Your shit is called Shay Shay. The nigga's telling.
Even comedian Mike Epps jumped in once, saying Shannon hit him up to chat on Club Shay Shay, and Mike turned him down quick, saying it felt off. His words were basically, nah, I'm good. Let's be real. Shannon Sharp ain't the first celeb to get caught up in down low rumors. But every time it circles back to him, he gets way too fired up. It's like he can't help but snap. Instead of brushing it off, he goes full attack mode, especially when it comes to clearing his name. Just look at what went down on his Nightcap podcast with Chad Ochocinco Johnson. When the name PPS came up, Shannon didn't hold back at all. He said, mention my name again, and I'm gonna put the DMs out. And I don't like doing this, but you're lying. And he didn't stop there. You can say I'm gay, I don't care about that. I won't chase a lie, but I won't let you lie on my name. Then he doubled down, warning, say my name again, and I'm releasing those DMS. You're lying. You said I invited you to Club Shay Shay, and that's a straight up lie. And when I see you, I'ma find out if you really about what you're saying. Shannon made it sound like PPS only started throwing shade after Cat Williams did his thing and stole the spotlight. Like it was all bitterness, not truth. But fans weren't buying the tough talk. A lot of people saw right through it. He looked like he was trying a little too hard to shut everything down, like the pressure was getting to him. And that's where things really took a turn. People were already side-eyeing his choice to bring someone like Hollywood so close into his circle.
And I get it. My style is Hollywood. He was gay. Okay, that's his life. That's not mine. Hollywood no longer styles me. Why? Because I'm loyal to Shelly. She was hurt that after 20 plus years of being my stylist, that I had gone outside to hire someone else.
So when things got loud online, Shannon made a move. And just like that, he fired Hollywood.
And someone else was getting the credit when she was there at CBS. She was there when I started at Fox. She was there when I was going out and doing red carpet events. And I never had a problem. And for me, in my head, I thought I needed someone outside.
Right.
I didn't buy one thing new when Hollywood started styling me. Everything, all those LV jackets, all that stuff that I already had it.
But here's the kicker. He didn't do it clean. There was no grace, no respect. He dropped him cold, and folks say it was messy, real messy.
And a lot of the stuff she had already put together, but I took it apart. So when he put it back together, it was just what she had put together. And I told him, I said, Hollywood, I said, bro, I think you did an unbelievable job. I said, but I'm going to go back to Shelly because it's hurting her.
Shannon didn't just cut Hollywood loose. He tried to wipe him from the narrative. He claimed Hollywood had nothing to do with his looks, then brought back his old stylist, Shelly Davis, saying she was the real genius behind his style all along. That move had fans raising eyebrows fast. It was obvious. Shannon wasn't just changing stylists, he was trying to erase the past and kill off the rumors for good. But Russell, Hollywood wasn't about to let that slide. He was heated. Shannon might have thought firing him would end the whispers, but it only made things explode even more. Instead of staying quiet, Hollywood flipped the script and started dropping receipts, real ones.
I don't know what's in this box. I'm not going to open it until Hollywood gets here. But whatever it is in this box, I already know he gonna make me look fly, ain't it? I got the best stylist in the world, not the United States, the entire world. Of 8 billion people, I got number one. And can't nobody stop us. Shay Sharp and Hollywood, a dynamic duo that can't be stopped. Run tell that.
He showed video proof that he actually styled Shannon, just to shut down the lies. No guessing, no maybe. Just straight up clips showing him doing the job. Then came the bombshell. Hollywood posted a clip on his Instagram and dropped this caption. Let's be clear.
But dog, this dude right here be killing the game. I be watching. We killing the game, Hollywood.
You straight killing. That line had folks shook like, who goes that hard for a stylist unless there's more to the story? And what made it even wilder? Shannon had openly praised Hollywood before, in public and behind closed doors. It was all love until the internet started talking. That's when Shannon flipped the switch, tried to act like none of it ever happened, just so people wouldn't question if he was straight. But he didn't stop there. Shannon took it up another level, and that's when things got wild for real. On September 11th, 2024, while his fans were just chilling on Instagram, Shannon accidentally broadcast the audio of what sounded like a private, intimate moment, live on IG. Yup, no visuals, just sound. But it was enough to make everyone stop and say, what was that? Honestly, gotta hand it to Shannon. If the goal was to grab headlines and shut down those rumors, that IG Live accident was a master move, and he didn't waste a second cashing in on it. Right after the audio leaked, Shannon hopped on Twitter with a classic excuse. Beware, my Instagram was hacked this morning. My team and I are working vigorously to figure this out. But then, he switched up the story. Sitting down on nightcap, he came clean, kinda. I threw my phone on the bed, engaged in an activity. I didn't know IG Live. I've never turned IG Live on, so I don't know how it works. He said his other phone started blowing up and his heart sank. So what did he do? Called his agent, called the agency, called ESPN, straight panic mode. Then he finally admitted, my phone wasn't hacked. It wasn't a prank. It was me being a healthy, active male. He said he was embarrassed. said he's a super private person, and now the whole world just got front row audio access to one of his most intimate moments, but the internet wasn't buying it. Fans instantly started side-eyeing the whole thing. Some even thought Shannon staged the whole oops moment just to look extra straight and shut the gossip down once and for all. And let's be honest, it wasn't exactly steamy audio either. Fans were saying, wait, was anything even happening in that bedroom?
Right.
It sounded like a setup. But Russell Hollywood Simpson wasn't about to let Shannon spin the story unchecked. While Shannon tried to play damage control, Hollywood jumped on Instagram with a cryptic vibe writing, I love my private life. You may see a little bit, but you won't see much. I'll tell you that. And the hardest thing I ever had to do is shut TF up. But that quiet didn't last long. After dropping hints for a while, Hollywood finally called it out. No more soft shots. He fired back, writing, accidentally going live. When you have to open the app, swipe right, then swipe left twice, and hit the button is absolutely insanely impossible.
Right.
Yep. He said it straight. Shannon's accident was no accident at all. If Shannon wasn't sweating before, he definitely was now. Hollywood came back with even more heat, and this time, it wasn't subtle. He posted a meme with the caption, don't push me, like he was this close to airing everything out, but holding back. Then came another post, so much I want to say, but nah, and in the caption, I'll wait till the right time. That had fans locked in, because when someone who knows all your secrets starts talking like that, you know something's brewing, and it got even spicier. Hollywood didn't stop at vague warnings. He flat out said, I know how Shannon operates, and I wouldn't put it past him to plan something like this. And let's not forget, this is the same man who once outed NFL star Kerry Rhodes for hiding in the closet.
If you don't want people to know your business, then you just don't speak on it. Now, you're not going to make me look like a damn fool. I don't care who you are. I don't care how big of a star you are. You're not about to make me like a...
So when he hints that someone might be on the down low, people listen. But even with all that heat, Hollywood never spilled the full tea, and fans think there's a reason for that. Shannon shut him down behind the scenes. Even after firing him, Shannon was still keeping tabs, low-key, watching his every move. Word is, he was terrified Hollywood might blow the whole thing open. So when publicly discrediting him didn't work, Shannon made a new play. According to reports, Bravo actually reached out to Hollywood with a reality TV opportunity, a huge moment for him to bounce back. But Shannon, he allegedly shut that down quick. Media Takeout reported that Hollywood's team told Tasha K that Shannon was pulling strings, doing whatever he could to block him from getting on TV.
But according to Hollywood's team, his ex-stylist, he's been asked to do Love and Hip Hop, I believe. That Bravo is not Love and Hip Hop. Bravo, not Love and Hip Hop. Bravo has been trying to get Hollywood to come on a reality show as a full-time cast member. Hollywood is Shannon's ex-stylist that he took to football games, basketball games, sat courtside, bought him chains and everything, just really laid him out, okay? And however, according to the team, Shannon is trying to stop it because he thinks things will come out about him.
And just like that, Hollywood was benched, his rep trashed, his big shot gone. Fans think that's exactly why he never exposed Shannon fully, because Shannon blackballed him hard in the industry. So sure, Shannon might have silenced Hollywood for now, but the truth, it always finds a way to come out. Now here's where things go off the rails. Shannon's not just facing gossip anymore. He's been hit with serious accusations involving a woman, and it's already shaking up his spot at ESPN. The backlash came in hard, and Shannon announced he's stepping away, at least for now. He put out a statement saying, at this juncture, I am electing to step aside temporarily from my ESPN duties. I will be devoting this time to my family and responding and dealing with these false and disruptive allegations set against me. I plan to return to ESPN at the start of the NFL preseason.
It's just such bullshit. Like, nobody steps away from their job to focus on their family when there's money to be made. Not millions of dollars to be made. That's just a Oh, excuse me, guys. That's just a canned response that somebody's publicist said. This is what you should say. You were already focused on your family. Last time I checked, people that go to work are going because they're focused on their family. You know, want to make sure you can provide for your family. You want to make sure you can provide for yourself. You don't leave money. You don't leave your place of employment to focus on your family. No one does that. Mm-mm. And I know some people will probably say, well, you know, some women will stay home to, you know, take care of the kids, whatever the case may be. I'm not talking about that. And you know that I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a man who seemingly has access to wealth or access to the people at the table who have the wealth that are willing to, you know, part with it, you know, to hire him to do whatever. You're not walking away from that so that you could go focus on your family. No, you walk away from money to go get some more money. That's what you do. It's just, it's so stupid. It's just like, that's why I'm like, stop trying to tap dance on people's intelligence. Like, stop, Shannon. Oh my God. And that's the thing. That's what makes me think he's not very cerebral, because that doesn't even make sense. That's what politicians say when they're not going to get elected again, or they know that they're going to lose. It's just like, stop. No, you're not. You're not to go. What family? You got little kids at home. What are you talking about? You wasn't focused on them before? Stop. It's just, it's such bullshit. Nobody announces that, is what I'm getting at. People pull away from their job and step away from their job or step down from their position all the time. They don't need to announce it. You're announcing it so that you can get, quote unquote, get ahead of whatever the, you know, narrative is. You want to present, you want to set your own narrative. And okay, I'm sure some would say that's okay. But no one asked for your narrative, Shannon. Nobody was asking you at the time to tell us why you're no longer going to be at ESPN. ESPN, you and whomever the affiliates are, didn't have to say shit. Y'all don't owe us a response to some shit that y'all got going on. You certainly don't. It's your life. So if that's what you're going to go, it's like, again, let the work you do speak for you. I don't need to go announce to everybody what good of a job I'm doing. Whatever it is that I'm doing will announce it for me. So to me, you're only announcing that because you want to put the narrative out there, but all you're doing is making, listen, that noose tighter and tighter. Before you know it, you're not going to be able to breathe. My guess is right now, he's at that point where he can't even breathe. I got to go get an attorney. I got to go have somebody. Like, you don't need attorneys when you haven't done anything. And I'm sure somebody will say, so I'll just say this. Somebody will say, well, you know, yeah, you should get an attorney and you should let them speak for you. But that's not what I'm talking about. If there's a legal battle, absolutely, 1,000%. If there's something going on with your employment, let your attorney speak for you, 100%. But if your statement is going to be, I want to go, you know, pay attention to my family, you know, and be with my family more, what do you need that to be said for? That's like someone coming to their job to say, after everyone at their job, including their employer or whatever, their boss, whomever, knows that they lost a loved one, say they lost their mom or dad, whatever, right? If you're not coming to work, guess what people are going to assume? They're not coming to work because they lost a family member, someone passed away, someone's sick, whatever. They had a baby. It doesn't need to be announced to the whole company. We got it. We understood it. We saw her when she was pregnant, you know? So it's just like, when you're doing that, is because something else is going on. And this is the problem that I have with people like this. It's like, we know what the fuck you're doing. We're not done. We understand. We see it. We get it. You don't owe us enough. I just feel like listen, the truth don't need explaining. So stop doing shit that you know you shouldn't be doing. And you ain't gotta do nothing. You ain't gotta explain it. You don't need no explaining. You explain things that don't make sense. You're explaining something that everybody goes through. Everybody that's ever had a job needed to take off at one time or another, or will need to take off at one time or another to do something with their family. You don't need to announce it. You know who you need to tell? Your employer. That's it. Who else matters? Nobody. Your family. The people you're gonna go take time to hang out with or whatever. That's who matters. But he needs better representation, because what's going on now? It's not a good look. Let's listen some more. Hold on.
Season. But let's be real. This lawsuit isn't vanishing anytime soon.
Internet.
In fact, things just got way messier. Shannon's
Something's happening with my internet.
legal team released private graphic text messages between him and the woman behind the lawsuit, referred to as Jane Doe. In one message, she allegedly told him she wanted a dog collar around her neck and to be tied up and have bad things done to her. The tone was intense and clearly meant to paint a different picture of their relationship. But Jane Doe's lawyer, Tony Busby, was quick to fire back. He made it clear those texts were sent before the alleged incident took place.
My internet, y'all.
Every text Mr. Sharp's team released today, reportedly from Jane Doe, is dated before the alleged brutal assault, Busby said. They're trying to distract the public from the real allegations, but it won't work. And the actual accusations, they're heavy. Jane claims that Shannon allegedly used manipulation, threats, and control. And at one point, threatened to brutally choke and violently slap her. It's serious stuff. According to reports, the two met at a Los Angeles gym back in 2023 and started a relationship that was, at first, consensual. But Jane says Shannon's behavior changed fast. And now, that same relationship is at the center of a lawsuit that could change everything for him. As the legal heat kept rising, fans started digging even deeper into Shannon's past and what they uncovered. It only added more smoke to the fire. Old clips began resurfacing where Shannon made bold, uncomfortable comments about women during interviews and on his podcast. Some of the footage had folks raising eyebrows, wondering if these weren't just jokes, but a glimpse into a darker mindset. One video in particular showed Shannon making wild, borderline aggressive remarks about dominance in relationships. And now that he's under fire, those old words hit different. And while Shannon tried to keep cool in the public eye, insiders say behind the scenes, he was panicking.
I want to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right.
Today, the former NFL star turned podcaster posting this video statement in response to a Nevada civil lawsuit filed by a woman who says her consensual relationship with Sharp eventually led to multiple assaults. The lawsuit also accuses Sharp of secretly recording their sexual encounters without her consent.
People close to him allegedly noticed a major shift, cutting off old contacts, trying to clean up his social media, and even having his PR team reach out to blogs to tone down coverage. But it didn't help much. Fans were relentless, and so were the headlines. Meanwhile, Jane Doe's legal team is reportedly preparing to bring in more witnesses, including friends who claim she opened up to them about what went down long before the lawsuit was filed. And if those testimonies hold weight, Shannon could be looking at a legal storm that's way bigger than just one accusation. What's worse, there are whispers that more people might come forward.
The plaintiff, listed as Jane Doe, is represented by attorney Tony Busby, who has represented accusers in several high-profile sexual assault cases, and who Sharp called out by name.
Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine.
A few anonymous posts online hint that Jane's case could just be the beginning, and that others may have stayed quiet out of fear or pressure. Now, Shannon's future in media and sports commentary hangs in the balance. His public image is taking hit after hit, and even longtime fans are starting to question everything.
Hey everyone, big heads up. Paleo Valley's running a sale on all their meat sticks right now. You can get 30 sticks for $36, which comes.
Is this just a smear campaign? Or are the cracks in his reputation finally showing the full picture? Either way, the silence around him is getting louder. And the truth? It's creeping up fast. Just when it seemed like things couldn't get worse, another twist dropped. And this time, it hit even closer to home. Word on the street is that Shannon's own inner circle might be cracking under the pressure. Sources say a former friend, someone who used to roll tight with Shannon during his Club Shay Shay days, is considering speaking out.
That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey, Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself.
Also new today, Jane Doe's attorney releasing an audio clip alleging it shows Sharp threatening the plaintiff.
I'm not going to hang up on you. Here's what it is.
The plaintiff says, "Don't manipulate me." Then Sharp allegedly responds,
"Oh, Lord have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm going to choke the shit out of you."
This person allegedly witnessed some of the behind-the-scenes behavior that fans never saw. And it wasn't all pretty. From wild late-night outbursts to aggressive arguments with staff, the stories floating around now are painting a picture of a man who's been spiraling long before the lawsuits. Even worse, the media is now watching Shannon's every move, from who he's seen with to what he posts and even what he wears. Yup, his fashion choices are back under the microscope too. Remember when people thought his over-the-top designer fits were just about style? Now some are saying it was all a distraction, a cover for what he didn't want folks to really see. And while Shannon's legal team is trying hard to keep everything under wraps, it's clear that the situation is unraveling fast. Every no comment only fuels more suspicion. Every carefully worded post feels less like confidence and more like damage control. Meanwhile, Hollywood, he's still lurking, quiet, but not gone. Insiders say he's sitting on even more receipts and might just be waiting for the perfect moment to drop them. The kind of evidence that could shake up not just Shannon's reputation, but his whole career. With public support slipping and trust fading, Shannon's next move could make or break everything.
Child. What Shannon say, run tell that. I don't know if those are the right words, sir. But, you know, I think everybody deserves a second chance at whatever it is they're doing. So I'm not going to write him completely off, but I am going to say all of the things that he's been accused of sound very savage, and I hope they're not true, but it's not looking good for Mr. Sharp. Not at all. So we shall see. And on that note, I got to go to Walgreens because my ass I forgot to get them damn crunch berries. And damn it, I want crunch berries. Am I crazy? And Walmart is closed. Ugh. Anyway, I don't even like Walmart, but you know, they're the ones that be open. Let me see. It's already midnight over here, I think, anyways. Yeah. It's midnight. But I think they close at midnight. No, they close at 11. Damn it. Okay, I guess it's fine for them. Them people need to go home too, right? They ain't got all night to be worried about somebody like me who want crunch berries at midnight. It's just me. I'm the only one. So I gotta go to the 24-hour Walgreens and pay $6.99 for a $1.99 box of crunch berries. I'm not even gonna get started right now. Why do I have black stuff on my hand? Well, I thought I had black stuff on my hand, but no, maybe it's just the light. Anyway, guys, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you like the content you're receiving. It's a free and easy way to support my channel. Thanks, guys, for tuning in to another episode of Chanel's Reality. I'm Chanel. This is my reality. Peace out, people. See y'all later. Bye.